You need your house painted. You know why? Because I can see it. I'm looking at it right now on Google Earth. Ew. Ew.
Well, speaking of Google Earth, Paisley Painting will send you a free estimate if you text your name, address, and email to this number, 321-696-5445. That will go directly to William Paisley. He can use Google Earth to give you an estimate.
Yep.
And mention if you want your actual pool patio painted. He showed me a video the other day of his crew painting a pool patio. Now you got to do your house to get your pool patio,
There
but
you go.
include that in the text and you can get a free estimate. Go to paisleypainting.com. You can see all their great work. I got my house painted through Paisley
Yeah,
Painting.
multiple listeners have, and it looks really, I mean, they do such an amazing job because they want you happy. They even say it on their flyer. Happy customers are their number one priority. They love making your home look great.
It makes a huge difference, and they do quality work. They'll do the front door, they'll do the garage door, they'll do all the trim work. They'll dig deep around, so they paint all the way
I'll
to
say
the
it.
floor.
They don't half-ass it.
They don't half-ass it.
No.
It's paisleypainting.com. Text your name, address, and email. Get that free estimate today.
Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, it is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan show. I am Dan.
I am Tom Van. With us today on the couch, Amy LaCours, everybody.
Hello.
How you doing, Amy?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good.
We got a really big blast because I feel like we haven't seen you in a hot minute.
It's been a while.
Last time we saw you, you were reacclimating to coming off of your crazy pills.
Oh, yeah. You have a good memory.
Yeah, how'd you remember that?
Because I'm on crazy pills.
Hey,
Hey! And I just feel so much better when it's 2 against 1.
You're on them?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I'm so
actually,
jealous.
they're changing mine.
They're changing?
I'm going through a change. Yeah.
So before we start off, let me tell you about the Just Call Mo Christmas party going on this Sunday.
Yes. The chat room's already talking about this. Keyed up BDM in there said he might think about swinging by. I'm thinking about swinging by.
So if you want to swing by, make sure to RSVP at justcallmo.com/party. But it's our holiday party. It's free. It's at the Enzion. I was just telling my wife about that. They're showing a free screening of Elf, the movie Elf.
Yeah.
They're bringing down a Santa. You can get pictures with Santa.
Yes, sir.
You could screen Elf. They've got a meet and greet with Shades from the Solar Bears.
Yeah.
He's going to be out there. So, and it all is from 9 to 1. So it's before football too. So you can.
Well, Mo's not an idiot.
Yeah, you bring your family down there, get the pictures with Santa, and this is all free, by the way.
Yeah.
Mo puts these events on for free,
And he hates money.
He wants you guys to go. Again, RSVP at justcallmo.com/party, and then you may I may go out there because it's by my house. The Enzion's by my house.
Yeah.
I love the Enzion.
Now, do me a favor. If you and your wife go to the Enzion, don't be breaking out your cigarettes.
They don't let you smoke in the
I know.
outdoor bar anymore.
No more?
Oh, yeah, we used to go there.
We did too. Oh, my God, yeah,
And
we
then
did
just
too.
smoke at the outdoor bar. Even after my wife and I quit smoking.
Yeah.
It
Wasn't
was
that
our
your
one-
playing again, Sam? Wasn't that like your
Right.
Casablanca, like where you guys are hanging out?
We'd sneak out.
Yeah.
We'd be like, hey, you want to go
Fancy.
smoke at the Enzion bar? And then we'd go out
You
there
know,
and
like
drink.
dark lit drinks with your loved
Film
one.
noir, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we're sitting there having
and
a
they
couple
have good soup. Their soup is so good there. You go soup and smoke.
Okay, you have to leave now. Well, you have to leave, old lady. They have good soup.
They got
Who's
good
the-
soup. You don't like soup?
I do love
Okay.
soup. I live in a house full of. Do you know? You don't know the story about my wife and daughter have on Instagram for years. We would do a thing called #SoupFace. My wife is obsessed with soup, mainly
her.
because she likes because soup is a value and she's cheap.
I stare at the manatee riding a stand-up jet ski painting that they have.
Yeah.
You know.
Beautiful.
Anyway,
He's been there.
It's so gorgeous.
So, Amy, the
Yes.
last time we had any interaction with you is when you were opening for George Wallace.
Yes.
And we talked to him, we interviewed him, and I'm astounded by his energy, and he's just fucking killing it. He's just making us laugh, and like, goddamn, this guy is amazing at his age and his career that he's still able to be at that level. And
It's
I wanted
the
to ask you,
quickness. It's
73 years old, and he did 3 shows. He killed every time. He went over 2 hours for each set, and he talked to all the comedians afterwards, and he took pictures with every single person in the crowd that asked. He was just like down, and he did it all himself. He didn't have people.
yeah, no. When we called him,
no
he's like,
people.
hey.
Right. When he called us, it was a hey scenario.
Old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, he texted, he called,
Yeah.
he said,
And he was like, "Hey Tom, does this sound okay to you?" And Tom's like, "Yeah, this sounds great. Who is this?"
He's a legend. Like that, he's been on Def Comedy Jam. He's got his own show. He's on Amazon. He does everything himself. And I'm 43. I was exhausted. I could barely.
That's just genetics,
I was
right?
so tired.
That's just
I don't know.
he's
Yeah.
not training for the. I mean, I guess his lifestyle's training for it, but
He had a light inside of him. He was just like not even real. Like it was an icon. And then he would text me throughout the week later after he left. He went to Africa and he'd text me stuff from Africa. Nothing weird, but he's just like a nice guy that likes to like live life. It's incredible, inspiring.
Yeah, there's a natural positivity with him. Question for you as a
Yeah.
comedian in the space and have seen it. And I've interviewed him. I've interviewed George 3 different times, twice on the Monsters, and then once the one we got here. Arguably, the one we got here is my favorite because it's ours, obviously, and it's the newest, right? But should he, even though he's legend, do people still know of him?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, everybody that was there, he sold out 2 of the 3 nights.
Okay.
He would have sold out the other one, but there was so much other stuff going on. Like Ali Siddiqui there was a bunch of, and
Yeah, Ali Siddiqui was
Puffy,
here.
not Puff
Yeah.
Daddy. The Puff Daddy was
Yeah,
up there.
Puff Daddy was here.
He's in jail drinking. He was drinking alcohol. I saw it.
How does that work?
And it was like,
I meant to say Fluffy. Fluffy was at
He's the rice guy.
He looks like Uncle Ben.
Yeah, Uncle Ben. He's a white hair.
gosh.
He's
No,
like, he's got a Boondocks vibe going on.
But Fluffy was at the Kia Center, so it was like a crazy comedy night as it was, and so everybody that was there.
Shh. Plane going down. What did we heard that? Do we stop the show or do we continue? I continue. And you guys are like, we should go out there and help. I'm like, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing
Well,
we can do.
if it's going down that fast.
I mean, jet fuel will burn, baby.
But people came up to him and me, and there's like, he's an icon, and like people that love comedy know who he is. I wish he was as well known as Seinfeld because he's like Seinfeld's best friend. He lived in the city with him.
Yeah.
I don't know why that isn't like his glory because it should be because he's so good at what he does.
I almost feel like, well, I guess the origin of my question was like, as good as he was here, as good as he was with you on the shows, it almost feels like he should have a stream or a show or a something.
Yeah, but
because
what he does is stand up, and he's damn
Right.
good at it. And
Right. That's his lane.
That's his career.
Well, his Amazon show right now is a full season and it's very, very good, but I don't think it's like taken off. And I think it's just a different time, right? Like things don't pop off like they used to. Even like Leanne Morgan has a show, people don't know about it. Like when Seinfeld had a show, we all watched it. I think it's so much, we were talking about before, it's just so much harder.
What do you think of Leanne Morgan?
I love her. I think
Yeah, I
she's
do
so
too.
funny. I think she's hilarious.
Southern comedian, older. I think she's early 60s.
Yep, and she didn't get famous until her 50s, like a dry bar special.
Yeah.
She's on
She
Theo
reminds me
Von.
was it Brett Butler?
Oh, maybe, yeah, from Grace Under Fire.
Or or like just there was another Southern
Reba?
big mouth. Well, look, don't nobody should ever say anything bad about Reba because every afternoon I watch one, possibly 2 episodes of Happy's Place. I don't. I've never seen the show. I'll never watch it. I'll never watch it.
I got a quick theory about George Wallace.
But I know
Yeah.
the name of it.
There you go.
And I've encountered other people, and I'm trying to think of the names right now, and maybe I'll think of it, that are like this, where the actual personality, like George Wallace's actual personality and who he is and his stand-up is so authentically him and great in real life and in stand-up and when you're having a conversation with him that it almost doesn't translate in a character, maybe.
Tracy Morgan.
But Tracy Morgan is great in the.
But he's not playing a character. You've
Right.
said this for years. You were the first person to tip me off to this, Tom. Like we interviewed Tracy
he's
Morgan,
being Tracy
and
Morgan
you're like
in,
he's just playing himself on
Yeah,
30
yeah,
Rock.
yeah.
He's
30
Tracy
Rock.
Morgan on SNL.
Those are the
Brian
people that
Fellows
make
he's-
it. I think.
Yeah.
I think of like Cam Patterson, right? Like he is making it now from our scene, and he would go into the shows in Orlando, and I'm like, he doesn't even have material. He's just being himself. Like he does have material. You know what I mean? But
know
like,
what you mean.
He could like kill just being himself, and that was the same thing with George Wallace. Like he has an act, but it's him.
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
to be
yeah.
able to be your authentic self on stage as a stand-up comedian is the gift, the best thing you could ever do, because people know you're being authentic. They can smell it on you. You know.
But some people can still be successful
Oh, yeah.
doing versions of themselves
Right.
and then cloaking part of it, right? Like
Right.
it's almost like you're only letting them see what you want
Absolutely,
to.
they can.
And then you can still be, or maybe you lean in and exaggerate the part you want to show,
Yeah.
but you hide the other parts.
But I think when you had the character, like even like Seinfeld. Seinfeld is, an escalated version of himself. It's still him.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when you're able to like, capture that on stage and then people like that, that's not easy to do. Like to be authentic and funny and have people like you, like George. Like it's just really.
And the thing that
need to do it.
George, and I'm going to say something, maybe this is a hot take. The thing that I thought with George that we didn't get, that you get with Seinfeld, is a little bit of like younger people grumpiness. Seinfeld in the last couple of years has
Oh,
been
yeah.
like cancel culture. You can't even say this. You can't say.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. I say that. And George never.
George isn't like
George
that.
doesn't roll like that.
George
George is like, I'll just say whatever I want, and I'm not going to complain.
But like he's still so hip with the kids. Like his show is about having a trans kid, and like he talks about not liking certain politics, and he's just really authentic and honest and silly. And he is an old man about it.
Yeah.
And he had a bunch of young people in the audience, and he made fun of them, and he made fun of the old people. He made fun of the women. He made fun of
Yeah.
everybody, and he did like like your mama jokes. Like he just like it was
Yeah.
a masterclass. It was he's an icon.
Oh man, I'm so glad. I'm really glad as our friend that
Thank
you
you.
got a chance to do that.
was amazing.
I mean,
Now-
bucket list type thing for
Absolutely.
you.
Now,
Absolutely.
you mentioned something about food that I'm not going to say because it's going to sound bad coming from me. But
say
you said the improv ran out of a certain type of food.
Listen, there was 3 shows. There was 3 shows. They were sold out. It was packed. We were running late because all of his sets went over. They seated the last show at like 10 p.m. It was really late, and they did run out of all the fried chicken.
Okay.
And I had to go back, and I'd be like, "Hey, George, we ran out of fried chicken," and he's like, "Are you kidding me?"
Oh my god, that's like saying the submarine's out of gas.
That's on Krista. Now, I understand that
How did
Krista.
she not put in 2 orders?
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
chicken?
Well, because you know why?
Well, hold on,
Because
she's not the
then-
kitchen manager, is she? I don't think
so
she is.
busy.
Well, because then if she tells the kitchen manager, like, "Hey, I need you to make your the triple the order this week of what food," and you're like, "I can't say it."
Yes, you can. I think you can.
You're like, "I can't because someone else is gonna have to say
that
it."
last show was
Just
so
guess.
mad.
I mean, you double the Miller Lights for Daytona 500,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they're just
Miller
certain-
Lite doesn't have the same
The
thing to
pumpkin
it.
spice latte. You see me coming.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
The white
basic
people.
bitches, hillbillies, and black
There
people.
you go. Your
All right.
Diet Mountain Dew. We get, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay, I'm glad you brought.
I call it
Diet
Walmart
Mountain Dew.
juice.
It's delicious.
This is my favorite Walmart juice. Everybody in here is drinking Diet Mountain Dew. That's,
We're from Florida.
Wow.
It's,
All right, so
national drink.
all right, let's talk about this.
Nom,
So,
nom, nom.
Amy came in and said, "Do you got any sodas?" I'm like, "Oh shit, all we got is Diet Mountain Dew." And then her face lit up.
it did. It
And it
did.
was like,
I already knew this, by the way, because she's commented on my Diet Mountain Dew.
it was almost like we found an extra carton of fried chicken. So,
I found it.
I love it so much.
and then Diet Mountain Dew gets a bad rap, and then other people, fucking hoity-toity.
Oh, it's a punchline now, dude.
Goddamn workout people see you drinking Diet Mountain Dew,
In
they're
the-
like, "Why are you drinking this poison?"
In the comedian world, Diet Mountain Dew is a punchline I've heard more than
Is it
like
really?
where guys will be like, they're walking around Walmart, drinking that Diet Mountain Dew,
Oh,
and the
my-
place,
and then people want to
Fuck
villainize
you.
it and be like, "You're drinking poison," or whatever. Here's what I'm gonna. This is my proclamation today.
Okay.
Is that until Andy Dick dies, I will drink Diet Mountain Dew for the rest of my life. Hey, until that happens, because
I love his response. I could do a little crack here and there.
So glad you've seen this.
Andy Dick has had a rough go for the past 20 years.
Or
more?
having a good time, however you
I was
look at
going to
it.
say 25.
25.
Yeah.
I mean, he was probably partying. I mean, before. I mean,
It's like a
since he's
quarter
been
century of
adult. Yeah.
partying.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so glad I was never rich and famous because I'd be Andy Dick, y'all. I've said that a million times. If I had that much access to drugs and money, I would be on the streets too.
No, yeah, but
I would.
You seem smarter
You can
than
do
Andy Dick
drugs
for
right
some
now.
reason.
I was
Amy.
just
Yeah.
poor, you guys.
You
But
can
I'm
get-
older now. Like if I was the kind of kid. If there was drugs in front of me, I did them. But I just didn't have a lot of money, so I just didn't do a lot of drugs.
But you don't need a lot of money to do a drug.
Nowadays.
Have you seen?
Now you have the internet. It wasn't as easy back in my day just to go get crack off the street. I mean, it kind of was. It was Orlando.
You know where to go.
Yeah.
I go by any stadium. I'm just saying. Anyway, so the Andy Dick. So he's been an addict and had a rough go at it for a long time. And
Isn't that what he does now, though? That's kind of what I was talking to you about this morning. It's like Andy Dick now. Like when I think of him, like he is an addict. And I think I've categorized him as that now.
Yeah, no, 100%. And he never got any help.
He
And
never
he just
went to treatment or anything.
And I don't think
no.
he will.
Well, no, he's gone in and out of treatment for 25 years.
Yeah, but it's
and
never going to
the same
stick.
thing.
It's not going to stick.
And recently, he was on TMZ. Someone took a video of him or pictures of him slumped over on the
Yeah,
streets.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, I don't know if he's homeless 100% or if he's just I have no idea.
I don't believe he's 100% homeless. I just think he prefers to do his drugs with the homeless.
And he's an alcoholic, and then he said he drinks a bottle of vodka a day,
Yeah.
and then actually the
Which
tooting of
goes
crack.
great with Diet Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
That was my favorite drink. I loved it.
Mountain Dew was created as an alcohol mixer
Because you don't taste it. Like I would get like a handle bottle of
Yeah.
of vodka, and you couldn't taste the vodka, and you'd have fun. It's so fun.
It's
Now,
the best.
here's what the thing that kills me is that, and this may not be true, it may be rotten on the inside, but everybody wants to say that. But then if you, and this has happened to other people before, like they end up cleaning themselves up and then actually going to doctors, get all the scans, and get a clean bill of health. And they're
Right.
like, yeah, you really did no permanent damage. You know, your liver
Right.
kind of will eventually heal itself, but everything else fine.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, 25 years
Right.
of hardcore addict, like almost ODing, dozens and dozens of
Right.
times, and this, bottle of vodka.
Because it's truly unique for everybody.
Yes,
it really
yeah,
is.
yeah.
It
Going back to
is.
George Wallace, it's this goddamn DNA. It's how you were born, and then I'm like, well, it's all a crapshoot.
You know the worst one we've ever seen, and you'll remember this, but the one I'm talking the one that this guy was literally couldn't talk, could barely walk, falling over, heavier than he ever was. He exposed himself during an amateur wrestling match. He pulled his penis out in the ring when Jake the Snake was here. That guy literally from the brink of death and in hell, roasting with Hitler and everybody dying, and they're killing him, they're stabbing him with the
Right,
pitchforks, they're roasting
yeah.
him in the lava, and then somebody put a hand down and he came out, and then he started like exercising. He got off the drugs, he got off the alcohol. Now he does yoga. Now he's better than he's ever been. And the doctors are like, yeah, he'll go another 20 years, 23 years. I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's pretty
He was
amazing.
dead.
Well, that's my key to think. Like, I am 43, and people are like, "Oh, you look good for your age."
You do.
I treated my body terribly for a good 25 years, and then you start turning it around. That's the key to life.
But you can turn
I
it
stopped
around.
smoking. I stopped drinking.
Yeah.
For now.
I don't want
I'm
to
just
turn
putting it-
anything around, though.
It's almost the end of the year. I'm putting it out there, like Andy Dick, Jake the Snake. Tony, you can turn it around, and be fine. Like
I
it's
don't
not too
know.
late.
But with Andy Dick, maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe it's kind of like a death wish. Maybe he wants to die.
Maybe you need a 3-syllable name. Andy Dick.
Yeah.
Jake the Snake.
But I
maybe
think
you
that's
need
the thing
that.
with substance use, though, too. Like, think about it. Like, I always say this. Like, I love cake. And I could not have cake for 20 years, but I'm still going to want to have that cake. It's always going to be there, even when you get clean. It's really hard.
Oh yeah, no, and like Steve-O talks about any addict that cleaned himself up. It's like you're always an addict,
Always.
And then it's
Steve
like,
is a fucking nerd now. I'll say it. I don't fucking like that guy. Oh, I like him. I met him. He's
Because he
nice.
got clean.
Come on.
No, you know, now he's no fun. There's There's a guy.
But he still tattoo a dick on his face and like he'll do shit like that.
He gets like really he picks and chooses what he thinks is funny. He'll tattoo a dick on his face, but there's a rapper in the comedy world called Crack Amico that makes fun of all the podcasters like Bert Kreischer and all this kind of stuff. And then old what's his name? Steve-O was like, I find him to be very disrespectful. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, he gets becoming an old white guy. That's what happens. Watch out for that.
I think just by what he's done.
He got a dick on his face.
Watch out for that.
Just by what his face. No, just by what he's done, nobody could ever be more disrespectful than he's ever been.
Right.
So shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
True. I hear that.
Oh, were you gonna?
You got a present?
I thought you were gonna El Kamong me over the head.
Well, Crystal brought us a new Bart Merrick Crystal Van Bart Merrick team pillow.
Open it up.
Yeah.
Open it up. What do we got?
This actual tradition has caused me a lot of undue extra work explaining to every guest when they sit down. They're like, "What the fuck is these pictures?
Oh, yeah.
Like, who's on these pillows?"
Yay.
Because and Bart Merrick actually just put a post up on the BDM page that today, 11 years ago today, he sold his first house to a BDM.
That's crazy.
That's how long he's been with us.
Also, my algorithm is now a lot of BDM. Thank you very much. And I had no idea what it was until the show, but go on.
So I haven't seen the picture yet, but Bart Merrick and Crystal Van have been giving us these pillows that we've been using at our studio because they get them they send all their clients new holiday cards, and they give the company that buys the holiday cards, they can get a pillow too.
And they try to upsell you too, don't they? They're like, here, buy more pillows, buy them for your office.
So
Make
here
them
it is.
sparkly.
Here we go. What do we
I love it.
got? It's a Rankin and Bass, Bart and
so
Crystal.
Cute.
All right, here we go.
I'm telling you right now, Felt Crystal could get it. Felt Crystal could get it.
Oh, there it is. Look at
Hold that up, Amy. That's so cute. Look how cute they are.
I love it.
So, you kind of cheated a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
You have to go to the place.
That one's easier because they won't know that that's your wife, which is good.
Yeah.
And you know what? For the new year, I'm going to stop telling people that is your wife and her lover.
No, you won't.
And that you're kind of into that. I will.
You're lying.
I'm lying. I'm absolutely lying.
I love it. They're so cute.
Okay, so one story out real quick because I want to put an end to the debate of what you should tip your Uber Eats driver or your food delivery driver. Not an end to
You want me to pull that story up?
I just want to come up with a general consensus about what to do because I don't think anybody knows, and it's all over the place. And we all kind of knew back in the pizza delivering days, and it was a consensus like $5 seemed. Now that's 25 years ago, and I'm like the old man. I still think that's the same amount of money it was 25 years ago, but it's not. And I got to get it through my mind.
And this is why you villainize me. This is why I kind of do the 20% for everything rule.
Yeah. Which I would make the argument that it would be because it shouldn't be about the same amount of food delivered. It's the same thing whether it's $200 worth of food or $20 worth of food.
That's a good thought. I never thought of that.
Yeah, but I never do it like that because to me,
I don't either. I always
that's
do
too much thinking. That's just too much thinking.
So, and the reason why I even thought about this is because I saw a video about, and I don't know if this is Uber Eats. It could be any delivery service.
It might be DoorDash. I've got it ready. If you want to play it,
let's play it. Amy, and watch this.
This will set it up. This is courtesy of our good friends over at Inside Edition because they love us.
A DoorDash delivery woman drops off a bag of food and takes a photo to document the delivery. So far, so good. The food was delivered to homeowner Mark Hardin's front door in Evansville, Indiana. The meal was from Arby's.
I like that they included all of that. I've been practicing.
That's throwing shade.
I've been practicing a lot of I love doing my newscaster voice when I'm like where you go. The gentleman crashed his car. He was on site and then proceeded to spray diarrhea. I love doing the newscast. You could say anything with it. I could say to my daughter, I could be like, you're not going out with your friend Cha-Cha because you didn't clean up your toys. It's fun. Try it.
What's that cadence?
I don't know, but try it when you're alone. You don't have to do it in front of me. Just try it when you're alone.
Why are they talking like that?
It's super fun. Okay, we'll continue. Here we go.
Food was delivered to homeowner Mark Hardin's front door in Evansville, Indiana. The meal was from Arby's.
Oh, great.
Then something happened to his wife, Mandy.
She started eating and she started coughing and gasping. Next thing I know, that she's gagging enough that it's made her throw up. And
She done throwed up her whole beef and cheddar. She done throwed up her whole beef and cheddar. She got horse sauce all over the top of the dog's head.
come in here and I noticed that there was some type of spray on the bag. And that's when I went back and watched the footage from my doorbell camera and realized that the food had been tampered with.
You can say that again. When Cardin watched the footage, he noticed that after the driver snapped the photo, she sprayed something that he believes is pepper spray right on the bag. Why would the delivery driver pepper spray a customer's food? Did they even know who she was?
I've never met her before in her life. Just walk up to her house, spray, pepper spray.
Some goddamn Gothapotamus. He goddamn pulled out these pepper sprays down my goddamn beef and cheddar.
You
My
don't
wife
do that
started-
to my Arby's.
My wife started. You know, she sprayed down all my goddamn curly fries.
Now the delivery.
My Jamocha shake, my goddamn Jamocha shake.
My tater box, no!
I'm glad that you know the menu too.
Arby's, I love
You know what?
Arby's.
The delivery driver is a Gothapotamus. Just, I mean,
Yeah.
and I only say that because like it's kind of a fucked up thing, obviously,
Yeah.
to spray someone's
No
food
good. That's
with
bad.
a pepper spray.
But I'll say
And
it.
she gave it a little like tooth spray, like just.
Oh, my God.
She gave it like what I do with deodorant, where you go, you go.
Show her spray to get it.
Yeah, here. And another thing about Gothapotamus is, you know, I just don't think they can be trusted.
She sprayed something that he believes is pepper spray
The dog
right
knew.
on the bag.
The dog knew.
Why would the delivery driver
Okay, watch
pepper
this.
spray a
Oh no, keep going.
customer's food? Did they even know who she was?
I've never met her before in her life. Just walk up to her house, spray, pepper spray on our food.
Was she unhappy with the tip? Here's a receipt from the order. It shows they tipped $2 on the nearly $28 meal. That's just a 7% tip. I spoke to Sheriff Noah
Okay,
Robinson.
all right.
Oh, they better not get Grady Judd on there. Grady Judd's going to drive down there and blow that lady's head
Can't
off.
even commit little crimes anymore because of technology.
So yeah, there's so much to this, right? First, like obviously, yes, that's why she spread the food. Like no shit, because the $2 tip, right? Like, if the tip, like it would have been confusing if like they tipped fucking 100%. You know, they tipped $25 from Arby's.
But some people still do that. You know, some people tip good, and you put a couple pubes in there just because I
They
like to watch the
do.
world burn.
Why would they do that?
So
People are crazy.
yeah. So two things. One is for sure the guy and the guy's wife noticed the pepper spray sprayed on top of the fucking
Before
like,
she ate, yeah.
like, and the reason
You're not getting away with that lie, bald head.
Right,
and the reason
yeah,
why he said he consumed it is because he fucking talked to a lawyer and he wants to sue.
You know what he wants? We got the money. Instead of we got the meats, he wants that meat money.
Yeah, and you can't sue for any damages unless you actually ate the fucking dangerous shit or whatever. If you just saw it and then
Yeah.
complained, like
This guy
there's less
wants an
damages.
Arby's Corvette.
Anyway, so I know your
doesn't?
deal. And then also for the lady. The potamus.
The potamus.
that sprayed
G-potamus.
that sprayed the Arby's. Didn't you see the Ring doorbell?
Right.
Like everybody recognizes what the goddamn Ring
This
doorbell
comes up
looks
all
like.
the time with you, and I figured it out. I figured this out. It comes up with you all the time. You'll ask the question in these type of scenarios, and scenarios that we've had across our show, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands of times. You can't get in the mind of that potamus or me.
I could.
No, you can't, because you never get blinded by anger. And she was blinded by anger. You can block out a Ring camera when you're so mad about a $2 tip that you're like, I'll get these motherfuckers.
Now,
And then you're like, oh, what have I done?
Now, the other question I have is that I thought, and tell me if I'm wrong, I thought you only saw the tip after. Like they didn't show you the tip
I
during.
thought that too. I thought in Uber driving, I always thought it was like later on.
I'm the last guy to ask. I've never used Uber Eats. Pretty proud of that.
I don't think I've used Uber Eats either. They used DoorDash. Was this
Same
one?
I've
shit.
never used DoorDash.
Yeah,
Never used DoorDash.
My wife
never
won't
u-
let me do food delivery.
Daniel's
You have to
never.
get it. You're the deliverer. You have to
No, my wife
Daniel's
would.
the only American that's never. I mean, he went through COVID, all this shit. Never
guys
used
never-
food.
Not even
delivery.
one time.
How
In
come?
fact, during COVID was the sweet spot. My wife was like, "There's no one on the roads. I can drive up there at 100 miles an hour."
That's so smart.
Yeah,
She's saving so much money.
she's so cheap. My wife is the cheapest woman.
It's a mental illness.
She's the cheapest woman I know.
Early. I think that's so smart.
Cheapest woman I know.
She's not lazy. I'm lazy. I'll be like, yeah, it's right down the street.
It's the same mental illness as Andy Dick.
And they look the same too. They look very similar.
Yeah. So I
wish
thought
my wife had smoked crack.
I thought these delivery services, and we're gonna call Justin BDM, who's done all these before.
Yeah, he's done it all.
And ask
he's
him.
delivered them all.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
So
great.
because I didn't think you were able to see the tip
Right.
until after to prevent this kind of shit from
Sure.
happening.
Oh, Mount Dora DD. We got another one in there that's never used DoorDash or Uber Eats. We're very rare, though. The folks that
Yeah.
don't use it.
You and Mount Dora Didi.
I'm Little DD, and that's Mount Dora DD.
Dora Didi. I love Mount Dora
It's
Didi.
interesting to me because, like, I think I would use it, and I certainly order. I order pizza and have it delivered. That's
Right.
that's fine.
But a lot of pizza places are now going through those services too.
And my wife doesn't like that. A lot of those
They upcharge everything.
Okay, also yes, and here's a couple other things. It seems like what you get delivered through those device or through those companies, rather,
Yeah.
the food. It almost feels like since it's a middleman that your pizza is extra cold or your food
Every
is
time.
extra old.
We stopped using it because
and,
of that.
And I've never done any of those, but when I've been places with friends who have gotten those, the food that they always get looks like shit.
Yeah, it's bad.
So okay,
They don't care. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares.
we have Justin on the line. How you doing, Justin?
I'm doing good.
So Justin, you've delivered for Uber Eats and all the other delivery services.
Yep, pretty much all of them while just trying to get through until I found a job after moving cities.
All right. So first question: do they show you the tip with the order when you get it? Like you already know the tip while you're driving to the house.
So I will answer your question, but first I do want to say that those people do not represent Indiana.
Oh, this happened. Okay,
that's fair.
I forgot Justin was from Indiana.
Okay, Justin, that's fair. If you're
What a weird coincidence.
If you're a little pissed and you want to defend your people, I get it.
Yeah.
No. Evansville is not Indiana. Evansville is Kentucky.
Oh.
So those are Kentucky people.
Okay.
It's Evansville, Indiana, but we don't claim it.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, we'll get it. Yeah, whatever you got to get off your chest.
Indiana,
You know, it's
Kentucky.
it's like
all the
Florida
same.
and Castleberry.
How dare you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So what of the tip? Tell us about the tip.
So each platform is different. So I did this like 4 years ago, so things might have changed a little bit. But like DoorDash, they would give you your base plus up to $4 preview in tip, and it could be more than $4. So you kind of like decide if the distance and at least $4 was enough to go get the order.
Okay, so they show you the tip, or at least up to $4 before you even click on.
That's what I showed my wife. I was like, I'll show you 2 inches. So there could be more, or maybe not. Take the gamble.
So
And it can
Justin,
change at any time.
so this lady, if she was using one of those services, she would see that it's a $2 tip and opt into taking it or leaving it.
Oh, yeah. At $2, every platform, you would know that you got a $2 tip.
Oh.
Because most of them were like $4 or $5 max tip to try and persuade you to take the order. So, yeah, if it was $2 and it was like 8 miles, I'd be like, fuck that. No, thank you. And I would decline it. Because I lived at I wasn't taking anything less than $2 a mile.
Okay, so she could have opted into knowing it's a $2 tip before she even decided to take it.
Yeah, I don't think any platform would not let you know that you had a $2
Well,
tip.
can people change the tip after the fact?
On some, yes.
So now, Justin, let's talk. I have a theory about a proposed universal. Here's what you should do.
People want universal health care, but President Tom's going to give you universal tipping for Uber Eats.
Now, I don't mean, listen, Daniel wants to do 20% on every order.
No, I don't.
He doesn't
I'm
even
not
use
saying
it.
I want to do that. I'm not saying I want to do that, but it will activate the economy. It puts money in these people's pockets. Maybe they're a little less disenfranchised and angry, right? Because they're getting a fair wage. The problem is you cheapos trying to cheap out these people. If they got a tip that was good every once in a while, maybe they wouldn't put their a cock
problem
in
is
your
the
eggs.
companies that don't pay their employees that make us pay their employees when they should be paying.
Yeah, DoorDash is an awful company.
Terrible company.
Like, they're
Well, there's a
all
lot of
terrible
awful. Aren't all companies awful?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, you're choosing to work there anyway.
D&D Medical for sure.
Oh, it's the worst.
So let me. I got a proposal, and tell me if you think this is fair, Justin. Now you've been out of the game for a
I'm glad
while.
I'm the authority. This is cool.
Hey, man.
No, and tell me if everybody agrees with this. So my new system will be from $0 up to $50 in Uber Eats. I will tip a $5 to the driver, right? And then
You're already wrong.
Oh, hold on, let me finish.
Hold on, let him get it out first. My God.
And then after,
Because you already got a couple people that are on your side. They're like kind of liking you trying to standardize this.
and then after $50, I will do 10% of the order after, no matter how much after that. Right, so if it's $150 of order, I'll do $15 tip. It's a 10% after $50. But the thing is, it's hard for I think most people if they're Uber Eats, Taco Bell, like they
well, shouldn't you be ashamed of yourself if you're doing that? I feel like if you're Uber,
I just did that on Tuesday.
but if you're doing Uber, and maybe where my wife has rubbed off on me. If you're ordering something that's like that is like you're ordering, it's like literally like you're ordering shit.
Yeah, but
Wow,
a lot of people are
judgment.
drunk.
I love Taco Bell and Mountain Dew.
I do too. I'm not saying I don't love it. I'm just saying I don't even think I can get on board with Uber Eats Taco Bell.
A lot of times you're too fucked up to drive.
It's expensive now.
No.
It's like $13 a meal at Taco Bell.
No.
But I'm never too fucked up to drive because my car drives itself. That's the problem.
So that's why I added the percentage. Some might say, Tom, why don't you just do 10% across the board? Because sometimes I order $18 at Taco Bell, and I don't want to tip $1. You know what I'm saying? So like just for the person to drive, so that where it doesn't matter. It should be a $5 standard up until a certain amount of.
So after 50, where do we go from 50? So we're
then
over
it's 10% after that. So
add it on.
And this is just food delivery.
Just food delivery, and that's it. So usually, most food deliveries is one plastic bag, or at the most two.
At the most two.
If it's more than two plastic bags, you should.
So for instance,
you get catering at that.
So if I order
you're
from,
still wrong, but I get it.
So if I order from Super Rica, which is a little bit more higher end than let's say Chewy's, or something, I think it's like pricey wise. Let's say I spend $85, expect $8.50 tip.
Yes.
I'm not actually anti that.
Just to get a stand.
That's okay.
Because $2 is too little. These people, you get $2 RB tip, like you get a mace. A mace shirt.
So you actually think that Potamus was right in this one?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God! If this was like you be the,
You get a mace.
all the stupid radio shows they do, you be the judge. My God, I never saw that
$2.
coming. I didn't think you
too
were
little. It's too little. Anyway, so Justin, what was like a good tip, or not even a good tip? What's the standard that you were willing to say, like, okay, this is fine, not too much, not too little, because you would agree like 20% on every order is too much.
And what's wrong with Tom's?
Don't even think about the price of the food. That's your first mistake. Price of the food does not matter. These people are just picking up and dropping off, right?
Okay.
It's all about distance. That's how they make their money. Because you're basically paying them gas money and time money. So I go $5 minimum, no matter how close it is to my house. I have a Jersey Mike's that I can throw a rock to, but if I'm too intoxicated, I'm door dashing that shit.
Okay.
And they get $5. Never less than $5. For two reasons. One, your tip is actually kind of not really a tip. It's a bid to get someone to pick up your food.
Okay.
So don't even, it is a tip and it's put as a tip, but really you're bidding for someone to take your order.
Oh.
And they'll do it faster and you'll get more bids.
Absolutely.
The more tip.
If I saw $4 on DoorDash and that might be $8, I'm taking that gamble. It's like fishing, basically.
Well, at the very least, you're getting $5.
So now, okay, Justin, I like your logic with the distance. So now tell me the equation per the distance that the restaurant is away from me.
Yeah, so $5 minimum, and then $2. It used to be $2. I'd probably go closer to like $3 a mile. depending on how far they're going.
Okay, so
from the restaurant.
Every mile above
above 3, basically.
So if it's 3 miles away, do I add that? So that's $9, then I add it to 5, so now I'm $14?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so
Then
for
it's
instance,
just-
Mellow
you're
Mushroom
going
Winter
to
Park. Mellow Mushroom Winter Park is 7 miles away from here. Exactly.
Okay.
Because I used to ride my motorcycle up there to drink craft beer.
Okay.
So if I ordered a
that's
Mellow
$20.
Mushroom pizza and it's coming over here,
$21
it's
tip.
$21 tip. Well, now we're getting into my territory.
Right.
You actually might end up saving some money on my program if you do the 20%.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're a little off, Justin. I think we all kind of cringed at
everybody
$21.
wants a fucking handout, you bum. You fucking bum. I'll kill you.
But I will tell you,
Drop it down.
also,
Go
you
ahead.
don't really, you're trying to get someone to pick it up and drive 7 miles to you through Orlando. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're desperate, Justin. I know this.
But I'm better than them.
They get pepper sprayed.
Just pay a friend.
No, but I do
It's cheaper
that.
just to pay
I
a
do
friend.
think this, and I think everybody
Okay.
thinks this. I have a person in traffic that's less than me, that I'm better than, that is desperate, who's driving through traffic, and I can give. This is what people think, right? Like I can give them less money than I would want because they mean less than I do in the world. I think that's how people do the math.
Yeah, I think
No,
it is too.
I do think that.
I
When
was
I
a
say, I'm not
server.
saying I do that. I say when I feel like people do this, I'm not looking at Tom. I think people think that.
I was a server, and that's how people are.
I will say longer
I'll
distance,
never
you
see
can
him
usually
again.
get away being closer to $2 a mile.
Yeah, see, $2 that I'll accept because
Yeah.
7 miles, a $14 tip on some Mellow Mushroom, which is probably going to be a $60 order.
Yeah, it's an
And then-
expensive. It's a premium pizza with good ingredients.
And
so
they
you're gonna pay more.
upcharge on the apps too. Everything's more expensive on the apps as well.
Except for
and
McDonald's.
You get paid long distance bonuses. So if you're driving 7 miles, your base pay will be higher too. So then you're getting $5 base pay instead of $2 base pay.
Okay.
So then that gets added on too because
All right.
it's taking more time of your day. Basically.
How is this sitting with you?
That's
in your
fine.
plan?
You know what, Justin? I'm going to take your model. I will do $2 a mile or $5 minimum, $2 a mile. And
That's the overage.
and that's what the standard will be for me now.
What if it's-
and then I think that everybody will be happy with that. The driver, the society.
You'll get your fruit non-pepper sprayed.
Fingers crossed.
You know,
Really?
I've
Will they
never,
be
I've never
cheaping
had
out?
anybody tamper with my food. By the way,
That you know of.
Yeah, that's true. I'll eat pubes and know.
You know what? I'm gonna-
Yeah, I'll eat anything and not know.
During the break, I'm gonna.
I'll
have,
know doo doo.
Yeah, that's the only one I know.
I know something. I know.
That's the only one I would know.
Pee-pee? Or you can put pee-pee in my
I probably
Coke?
drink a pee-pee every day. Yeah. If you put pee-pee in my Coke, what do you do?
Where's the
If you're ordering a fountain drink via DoorDash, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, no, I know.
yeah.
Why?
Well, because
Because people,
it's all the
they-
ice are melting.
That's
like
the
to soak
easiest
their
thing to
cock in
tamper
it.
with.
No. Well, no. Also, it's it's
Trust me,
it can
I know.
spill in the. All right, Justin. Thanks for clearing this up. I agree with your policy. $2 a mile. Let's let it be known, and that be the standard. And I'm fine
Yeah,
with
we'll
that.
just call it the Justin rule. It'll go down in history.
The
I'm fine
Justin
with
rule.
that.
All right, I love it. We'll call. We'll do like what they do for abused dogs laws. We'll call it Justin's law.
Although, if you order.
Oh, sorry, I hung up on it. Sorry, buddy.
You know what? Mellow Mushroom is a little less than 7 miles because my house is exactly 7 miles.
Yeah, I
from
think it
there.
is. It's maybe
Five.
5 and a half.
So 10 from here. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's something. God, some restaurants are
all of that just to
15
say I
miles.
was wrong. He can't stand it.
Like 15 miles. If I want something, a $30 fucking tip. But I
I'm
guess
not
50
doing
miles
that.
there and back. But they're not going back. Sometimes they pick up another
Again,
one.
they're
The food
desperate.
is too bad. I don't like the food from those places. Everything makes it nasty by the time it gets to you, so we don't get it anymore.
That's my problem with it. It really isn't any of the cost because I all jokes aside, I value people's time. And if you're doing that and you're driving through traffic and whatever, it's a hard job. But you're right. When the food gets to you, it's always shitty. It's never good. So I don't understand. Like Tracy put up here a list of her Uber Eats orders from the last week. She ordered on 11/28, 11/26, 11/23, 11/18, 11/19, 11/15, 11/15, twice on the same day, 11/14, 11/11, 11/10, 11/7, 11/7, 11. you got to slow down.
Wow.
You got to slow down.
It's
How
just-
much sodium is your family consuming? My God. How much salt is your family eating?
And it's
Help!
worse here. It's worse here. Like when I was in Chicago, it was very good. But when I was here, for some reason, it's worse in Orlando for some reason, and I don't know why.
Well, the big
People are
cities,
dumber.
there's the system works a lot more smooth than we've got too many suburbs, and then the city's close to us, but most people live in the suburbs,
Right.
and then it's like too spread apart, and we're not efficient.
Yeah.
We're not an efficient built city that can Uber Eats real quick.
We grew weird, and in cities that grow weird, like Jacksonville.
Yeah.
You know, like they
Nobody
end up-
planned us.
Yeah,
it's
they-
like little pockets of like strip malls, and
Yeah.
then Disney, and then
Yeah. And then suburbs. There's it.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break.
Yes, sir.
When we come back, I have a music question for Daniel that Amy can chime in too. Because
You play music at all? You sing or anything? You play an instrument? Do you ever? Your hubby does.
Yeah, my husband and my
big
kid
time,
does.
Big time musicians.
big time.
Yeah,
Big,
yeah.
Big.
So you know, you're adjacent to it enough to
we
know.
have a recording studio in the house.
Well, there you go.
Yes,
Perfect.
Not bragging.
I want to talk about the Florida Highwaymen. Have you ever heard of that, Amy?
No.
Okay. It's
pretty interesting.
I've never
Look it
heard
up.
of it either.
Should I look it up?
And then the Renegers
Yeah.
Flea Market.
Yeah, look up Florida Highwaymen Painters, and that'll give you who you're looking for. The name of the band. These guys are great. If you were looking for a band, if you were like, hey man, I really like the Strokes, and I need a band that sort of sounds like the Strokes, well, I got a band for you. The name of the band is Sunday Mourners. The name of the song is Careers in Acting. We'll be right back with more Mediocre Time. 1-844-TOM-NDAM. Show at tomadan.com if you want to throw in a last-minute email. We'll be right back.
If you have any plumbing problems, you got to call Modern Plumbing Industries. It's modernpi.com. Mention Tom and Dan when you call them up to you talk to the receptionist.
Yep.
You're scheduling your appointment. Say, hey, I'm a Tom and Dan listener. Tom said 10% off any of this work, and they will say put a note in your account, and you'll get 10% off any plumbing issue they fix.
Yeah, like saving money in this economy is something needed, and having a trustworthy plumber and somebody that can do the job quickly, efficiently, and quickly. Let's go back to quickly for a second. They came to my house. They came to your house. We basically had sort of the same experience where the tech came in, knew exactly what they were doing, got done so fast that they were looking at us like, hey, just so you know, to make it worth your while, I'm going to go check some other toilets because,
Just make sure everything's doing And when they did that to me, they looked underneath my sink and they found an actual pipe that was going to burst eventually, and it could have flooded my kitchen. And they're like, hey, this was going to break. It was put in by someone back in the day.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't have to say. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, man. And then we changed that. I was like, oh, that's worth it, because that would have been, oh, my God, if that would have burst when we were not home or something, it flooded everything, flooded my house.
Do you know that I had my house flooded on Christmas? Do you know that?
That's a wet bandit.
Well, you know that. No, it was the hose that goes to your washer dryer. You will dry rot that black hose, and it dry rotted. It flooded. We actually were coming home from Christmas in Virginia, flooded the entire house. You don't want that.
Yeah.
Call Modern PI. It's modernpi.com. You know, we were kind of we're going to talk about like music, and one of the reasons why I put that song there. Oh, welcome back to A Mediocre Time. I'm Dan.
Tom.
Amy LaCours is here on the couch.
Hi.
Those guys, Teenage Bottle Rocket, that is just a really good, legendary punk rock band. They've started doing an interesting thing, and a lot of other punk bands are doing this, where they'll get into like a really good studio, and then they'll just cut like a live stream, and then they'll just do an album from the stream.
Okay.
So like they'll do a performance, and those are songs taken from a Teenage Bottle Rocket performance. They did this awesome live stream where they were just in a tiny, like a practice room, and just playing live for their diehard fans, and they recorded it, and then they just put the music on Spotify.
That's nice.
It's pretty cool. When you think about it, we do live in a time when people could be doing that, and you're just now starting to see more people do it. You know, the biggest person in music doing it that I think is super interesting, and you can watch the stream, and I did for a little while. Me and Maisie sat and watched it for about an hour, and it was super interesting. You can watch Justin Bieber rehearse.
Wow.
You can just watch him rehearse, and it's like him and his band. And it's weird because he'll have a shirt over his head. He'll be walking around acting weird. He might be cursing at something because they make a mistake or whatever. He's walking around, and you're just watching him rehearse. And he's just singing his songs. and you just watch it in your living room, and it's like 4K, and it's like, why wouldn't people think that's rad? Like, that's not even my type of music, but I was just mesmerized by it. I'm like, he's practicing for his fucking tour.
Yeah.
And you can watch it.
And then you could monetize that or his team
he
could.
is.
Yeah.
On Twitch and YouTube, and then, you get 50,000 people watching you, and you just watch the money roll in.
So a couple things before we start.
Yeah.
You can order our merch as long as you order it by December 17th. Eric said he'll get it out to you before Christmas.
Thank you, Eric.
And we've got some new shirts on there. And if you want to order a straw hat or anything from TomandDan.com by December 17th, you can get it before Christmas. And Amy, plug your shows coming up real quick.
Yes, next Wednesday we'll be at the Funny Bone for the toy drive for Ken Miller's Toy Drive. Also, Monday Scaries at City Arts next Monday. And then I also am starting a nonprofit called the FCC, the Florida Comedy Coalition.
Nice.
And basically, we're going to be raising money for comedy to do little comedy shows.
It's about time something that matters took that acronym. I like that.
And so Chandy Burke is one of my good friends. She's the one that's been doing all the paperwork. And basically, we're just trying to get shows. I mean, we're already doing shows. We're already losing money. So we're trying to find a way to keep that sustainable.
Chat room is asking, City Arts off of State Road 50? Is that...
City Arts, downtown Orlando.
There you go.
It's a big green building on Monday. And it's really fun. Monday Scaries is so fun. It's kind of like a curated open mic, but it's like improv, stand-up, music. It's kind of like an all-arts like curated open mic, and it's always really weird and fun on Mondays.
There you go.
Is there any audience at an open mic that actually will start heckling the person?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
In Florida, you'll get heckled anywhere in Florida,
okay.
yes.
They're not aware enough to realize, like, hey, this person's just trying for the first time.
I've had people say they thought they were helping.
Oh,
they're like,
most
oh,
of them
because
say
you're
that.
bombing. They're like, oh, I was helping you out, like making it silly. And it's like, no, sir, I'm trying to do my art.
I was adding to your art.
Right, yeah. So
Your art's not good. I was helping it because I know better.
I'm
They
just
really
sitting
do
here.
they think that they're adding to the, and then especially nowadays with all the crowd work stuff on TikTok
Well,
and everything.
based on what you like, the intent of this person was to do good, so they should be left alone, right? It's the intent.
I know they're intending to help, but can't you see that this is causing some sort of problem?
Sometimes I can.
Especially at the open mics, because there's no rules at the open mics, and like you're usually newer comic, so you don't even know the rules yourself.
Gotcha.
You don't know how to interact with these people. People are drunk too. People are trying to watch the game.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Tracy,
I forgot about the people watching the game.
our buddies Tracy and SJ, who I just love these guys. They help our show immensely. They put links to your shows in the chat room.
Thanks, friends.
So if you guys do want to go see Amy or support like true local comedians that are trying to make a difference, now you have your nonprofit, and we'll get to that. We'll do some discussing about that and how maybe Tom and Dan and your nonprofit will be working in the future.
Woo.
Yeah, I want to run some money through there.
Are you cool with that?
Laundry all day. I do laundry.
I figured you'd be cool with that.
Yeah, you just give it back. I'll pay 5%.
Yeah, we're gonna do like Castleberry Ozark, and we're at to make
Literally,
some money.
we just want little spaces. Like, it's all we want. Because that's the hardest part about theater and comedy is finding spaces. So that's the biggest thing that we're looking for, is just spaces to do weird little things.
All right. So Daniel told me about the Highwaymen.
Yeah.
And I was like, never heard of this.
Well, I was confused because it came up in my algorithm, and it said Florida Highwaymen, and I'm like, oh, like Willie Nelson and what was it, Merle Haggard and Chris Christopherson. Like they were the group of 4 country singers. They called themselves the Highwaymen. And then ChatGPT's like, no.
This is Florida Highwaymen.
Florida Highwaymen. It's very, very specific. And in fact, this tale is so popular that somebody in our chat room who's too scared to call, and I understand it can be nerve-wracking to call your radio show now and again, but they know all about it. And they actually knew some of the members of the Florida Highwaymen, or actually interacted with them when they worked at a Waffle House.
So, Daniel told me the Florida Highwaymen were a group of painters that would sell, or they at least got well known by selling their paintings to local Florida banks.
Yeah, so like through the 60s, throughout the 90s, through the 1960s to the 1990s.
All right.
And I'll try to, because it's a pretty complex tale. It can be as complex as you want it to be. So if you really want to dig deep on this, and I already sent this to Brendan O'Connor, hopefully to get Scotty on it, because I'd love to do something with the History Center, maybe like a lunch and learn about this, because now I'm going to try to track down one of these paintings. But here's the short of the long. In the 60s, obviously, racial prejudice, right? We got some turmoil. Black artists are not allowed to use galleries. It's just not a thing. And they're blackballed. And white artists are. So if you're a black oil painter and you paint like Bob Ross style, because that's what they did, you don't really have access to sell your paintings. You don't have access to show your paintings. You don't have access to nothing because, you know, it's just the way it is. So these guys, in order, it's like a means of survival. And there's, you said there were 30 of them, I guess. They would sell their paintings roadside, and then they figured out that they could start selling their paintings, and the honey hole were Florida bank branches.
Smart.
And over the course of, and this is from, you know, the internet, over the course from 1960 through the 90s, they sold over 300,000 paintings.
Wow.
To different banks within Florida and different branches. And I remember one of these goddamn paintings. I don't mean to say that, but as a kid in the Barnett Bank, Barnett Bank is no longer around. I was an Aaron's kid because I was an only child. And when you're an only child, you're an Aaron's kid because you're going to have to go with mom and dad. You can't stay at home with your brother because you ain't got none. And they're not going to let you stay alone because you set the driveway on fire and wrote your name. So maybe that's why you don't get to do that anymore. I would go to Barnett Bank with my dad all the time. My dad's always doing bank stuff. A lot of it was because he's really bad with money. He's taking out money to buy new motorcycles, taking out money to buy El Camino, taking out money to buy
also back in the day, you go to the bank.
Get money.
Even when this business started, this business right here, I used to go to the bank once a week to deposit checks. Until one day, like the people are like, "Why are you in here, sir? There's a different way. Like you can do this." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What do you mean? You do this through your goddamn phone, old man." I never went again. Well, Daniel does it, but anyway. I was like, "It's a phone."
Yeah, it's just so much easier. But
my first bank account was a Barnett Bank, and they would always take money from me when I was like 16. They would never add it up. I was like, I'm really bad at money, and when they were taking money.
Oh my god!
I know.
No, I had
Amy. No one was taking your money.
They were taking my money. I balanced it every single time, and there'd be these weird fees, and that's why I think that's why they're not open.
Your forgetful drug fees.
Yeah, Amy,
I didn't do drugs. I didn't like pay for drugs with checks.
Amy, my wife will lose her shoes everywhere. She's like, "Someone stole my shoes," and then I'm like, "You crazy old lady! No one's got a thing."
You believe women? Both of you.
Do you think a goddamn burglar came in here and stole your old shit shoes?
I think that bank.
They hung up.
No one took your money.
I'm gonna go find it.
You added wrong. Probably a monthly fee. You're not know about.
Was there somebody on the phone?
Yeah, here we go. Hey, thanks for calling A Mediocre Time. Do you want to talk about the Florida highwaymen?
Yeah, hey, what's up, you guys? It's Shredbear.
Hey,
thanks for calling.
Nervous, but
no, don't be nervous.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
I appreciate you calling in because, like, look, Tom and I have found a niche in our podcasting, and I think it is that you and I both geek out over weird history, especially weird Florida history.
Yeah.
And when I said this to you, your eyes did light up because these are the type of stories that you and I get into because we're like, what the hell is this? So you actually owned a painting?
Yeah, I actually have a Highwayman painting. It's beautiful. It's a little small, but it's I think it's a Royal Poinciana, and it's in full bloom, and it's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Well, you got a couple $1,000s on your hand, my friend, because those things are super rare.
So, Daniel, can you show us some Florida Highwaymen painting images? Because when Daniel showed me this before the show, I was like, "Oh, I recognize that." Mm-hmm. From my childhood, and
we all do. If you grew up in Florida and you went to a bank, you saw these.
Yep,
I'm sorry, you just did.
So, Shredbear, where'd you get your Florida Highwaymen painting?
So I live on the Treasure Coast, and my family kind of been here for a while. Out of Fort Pierce, I think Dan saw that in the chat. I worked in the Waffle House at one time, but that's where we got it. It's kind of a big thing here on the Treasure Coast. You were saying it's good money. They even have signs on the side of the road asking to buy them. Like we buy cheap houses. They have the same thing for the Highwaymen.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they would make their own easels and they make their own like what they would paint with out of like old crown molding from houses and stuff like that, because these guys are not having a lot of money, but they could get like between $25 and $45 per painting, and it would be quick money because what they would do instead of they'd sell them roadside some, but the hunting hole was going to the banks, and if you could get a branch manager that had like 6 banks, oh my god, because you could sell 45, and then you're putting all the paintings in the entire damn bank. and they would paint them in about an hour.
And they're all landscapes of Florida.
Yeah, they're very Bob Rossi.
But Florida.
Yeah, Bob Ross-like, I should probably say.
Like sunsets, palm trees.
Well, and from what I understand, that was kind of how the troupe worked. So they had the original troupe, the original guys, and they wanted to teach the rest of the community how to paint. So that is kind of like why they did the landscape. It was a pretty easy process they could teach the other guys.
Love that.
Yeah, and there's a lot more sort of history. It's very in-depth, but there was like one particular guy that had like maybe a little bit of training. He would like take his training and like kind of trickle it down to like the guys that he was mentoring, right?
Yeah.
And then those guys would mentor other black artists, and then they would trickle down to them. But it was
all black artists.
It was all black artists, and they were just straight hustling. But and I tried to get a definitive number, and they're like, it's at least 300,000 paintings that were in these banks. And man, I got to track one of these down.
Yeah.
Now, so I wonder why the banks, out of every different establishment, was the honey hole of. Like, they just found, like, a market that was underserved, and these banks needed artwork, and they didn't have, like, they had bare walls, and then they were like, hey, we'll buy some Florida paintings, and then they're not that expensive, and decorate our banks.
Yeah, we have the ChatGPT says it's because they had instant money. They got money.
Okay.
They had big empty walls. It's a big building and a lot of cubicles and a lot of space, and some of them were tall. It said they needed pleasant art. They didn't need anything specific. They needed their type of art. Like it's like when you go to Bed Bath & Beyond and you see art that can fit in any house.
Yeah, yep.
These paintings can literally, if you're a Florida person, I guarantee you'll take a look at this and be like, oh, I could put that in my house, especially if you like Florida. Like Ross would be all over these paintings like wide on
and
the
most artists don't want to like go to a bank. They want to like have a gallery, or they want to, you know what I mean? If you're an artist, you're not usually thinking that way. You're not thinking about capitalism in that sense either.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, like they
also
want people to have this in their home, and not in.
Shred Bear, real quick. SJ's doing some digging online, and he says if you have an original full bloom poinsettia, it's it's worth between $2,400 and $3,000.
Dang.
Shit, Bobby looks like I'm going to the
that's
Bay casino.
No, don't gamble it away. What are you doing?
Shred Bear, I'll give you $700 for it.
I'll buy it.
That'd be a great Christmas gift for your wife.
Because I know you didn't take care of it.
You love me.
It's sitting in your garage.
You love me, Tom.
No,
get out of here. I hung up on it. This would be a great gift for your wife, because I don't know if you know this, but his wife is one of the biggest collectors of African art in Castleberry.
Well, no, she's a big fan of Aurora Poinciana trees, too. It's her favorite tree.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. What are the odds?
Yeah, no, I know.
What are the odds of that?
He might sell it to you.
He might.
They're all over Miami. Anyway, this is a fascinating story, and there should be a mini documentary about this.
There already is.
All right.
But it's really hard to find. I was trying to track it down this morning because I was like, that'd be fun to watch. It's a little bit older, but yeah, there is a documentary on the Florida Highwaymen. But I would imagine that there should be something like I'm surprised this hasn't rolled through town or something, or maybe it's just an old story that needs retelling.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to rechurn it a little bit. Yeah, what is really, really funny is I remember going into the bank, in Barnett Bank in DeLand, and they made a big deal in DeLand about, because our bank is right in the middle of Main Street. It's right on Main Street, right downtown DeLand. You can go by there and see the bank I'm talking about. I think it's a Bank of America now. And the reason you'll know it's the right bank is that right in front of it, there's a big copper clock. Mm-hmm. Now, when I tell you sometimes that I lived like a Mayberry-type life, living in DeLand, I'm not kidding. And it's totally different now, but I remember going with my dad to the bank, the same one that had that painting that I saw.
Yeah.
And they were doing a declaration of the copper clock that we got. And this is burned into my brain. And they'd been putting this clock up for a long time. And it's copper. It's like a copper square clock with kind of like a little dome on it. And it's one of these clocks that's big. I'd say it's about a quarter size of this room. It's as tall as this room, and it's big clock.
Okay.
But it's got that, like they'll connect the clock from an arm and it'll kind of hang off the side of a building.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's kind of the type of clock
Back to the Future.
Kind of like a Back to the Future. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting about this clock being copper, what does copper do in Florida?
It patinas.
Turns green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I remember standing there with my dad. It just burned in my brain. And I remember standing there, and we were watching the dedications, and people are singing. Maybe they're like do the national anthem or something. They cut a ribbon, or yay, DeLand got this clock at our bank, yay. And I remember walking away from my dad, and we were walking back to his LeSabre. And my dad said to me, he's like, that thing's goddamn ugliest clock I ever seen. Look who would pay for a goddamn ugly ass clock? Like, he was incensed that it had the green on it. He's like, it should be shiny like shiny penny, like a copper. He was incensed about how shitty that clock looked. But when are you going to take your sons to the declaration of a clock in the day? That is some Mayberry small town
Not a lot
bullshit.
going on.
That's some bullshit. That is some bullshit.
But you remember it.
I do remember. It's a good memory.
Yeah, it's a good memory.
But I remember that LeSabre even more because it had
Buick.
green vinyl interior.
Oh.
Burn your fucking thighs off.
So, Amy, I want to ask you a music question. And I think a lot of people are like me when with this particular situation. So I'm scrolling my mini documentaries.
I'm coming around to that, by the way. The more you say it to me, the more you're wearing me down, and I'm coming around.
If you call them that, people are like, "Oh,
okay."
TikTok.
I have to put my hands up and apologize to Tom Van. Wouldn't have known about the Highwaymen if I hadn't watched a mini documentary.
Are you talking about TikTok?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, mine was real. Mine was real. So, yeah. I don't do
Same thing. They're
TikTok.
all
Okay.
mini
Oh, yeah,
documentaries.
okay.
I don't do TikTok. It's like Uber Eats.
I got off of my TikToks too, but yes, okay.
So you learn so much. So then, and the Ozzy tribute concert came up, and in this concert, they had 3 famous drummers do like a drum off.
It's Travis Barker from Blink-182, and now obviously bigger than Blink-182. And then you've got Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Chickenfoot. And then you have Danny Carey, who everyone knows from the progressive rock band Tool.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And so 3 great famous drummers, and
3 of the greats.
And then they started doing a drum off,
Yeah.
right? So, okay. So, and then they're like, and then, Daniel, you can play.
You know you belittle it when you're acting like that. And they start and you make it look so stupid.
No,
It's like, you know what? That's what happens to
Amy,
flute people.
She don't know what a drum off is. I'm trying to explain.
It owns a record company.
No, I did not know what a drum off is.
It's like, you know what? That's so mean of you to do. It's like when somebody plays a flute and then somebody does their
off?
hand like this and they go, you know, the flute.
By the way, it's all the same.
Do guitar.
I like
Do bass.
It's all the same. It's just fast.
This is our new bit, Tom's musical impressions.
Fast playing. You know, you're doing the solo.
Euphonium. Go get a phonium.
You ready? You ready for one?
It's a euphonium. It's all right. What?
You ready for one?
Yeah.
I'll give you a new one. Pop quiz. Ready?
Okay.
John Popper playing harmonica. Perfect. This is our new bit.
That's it.
This is our new bit. Although the correct answer was to make yourself big. I'm big and fat. And I break toilets.
So
lost weight, though.
they're doing a drum off, and play a little bit of
Okay,
it.
here's the drum off.
What's the question? Are you going to ask me?
Oh yeah. You'll
And
see.
you can watch it up here in the corner. You can, and you can definitely you're going to be able to hear it. But this
Okay.
is from it may have been the Black Sabbath, the last appearance of Black Sabbath, or maybe it was Ozzy's tribute. But here we go. Here is a little bit, and it starts with Travis Barker. There it goes. He's doing stick flips. And then now they're back into the... He's still soloing out. Now they're back in. Okay, here comes Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers. Here he comes. They can bring it around.
Okay, you can push pause now. Okay, so Amy, this is my question,
Okay.
all right? Because then I'm watching this on the mini doc, and I'm like, all right, I'm doing the thing, whatever. And then it dawned on me, I was like, I have no idea which one is better.
Right.
And even if what they are doing is technically by musicians standpoint
Right.
good,
Yeah.
Or,
Right,
you know,
right.
and I just assume it's good because they're the super famous drummer. So I'm like, yeah, I'm sure it's super technical.
They didn't get famous playing bad.
But then like, they're doing a drum off, and I'm like, wait a minute. I could not tell you which one is better.
Right.
I have no idea, even close. And then that started bothering me. I was like, why can't I know which one is better? I don't even have any clue whatsoever.
Right.
Like, and then the other guy plays and does the same kind of thing.
Yeah, here I'll give you a little Danny Carey, because it does get a little different with Danny. Here's the end of Chad. They're going to bring it around again. Okay, now they're in. They're going to bring it back around again. And Danny Carey from Tool, very technical drummer.
You can feel it.
He does triplets here. Here he comes. You'll hear him.
Pretty amazing.
A lot of that's triplets. Triplet.
So I
I
recognize that this is hard.
Okay.
So that's
Number one. We're not
but it all seems hard, right? Each one is like, okay, this person is very talented.
Yeah.
I understand that, But then I'm like, I cannot judge this.
Right.
And then I don't think the entire audience can either.
Right.
No,
I think nobody knows.
Yeah.
So
drummers know.
Okay, drumming. So that's why I'm going to ask Daniel.
Yeah.
So
I have an opinion on it now.
Okay.
Now I'm going to give you my opinion.
Educate me here.
Yeah.
Now, I studied the video, and you heard me playing it a bunch of times before we did the show, because I wanted to give you an accurate answer.
Okay.
When you watch, and we're almost toward the end here. We'll just play out the end with Danny Carey.
All right.
He's just doing toms. Back end. Right. Sloppy. They come in so sloppy. Okay, so on that particular drum off, if you want my honest opinion of who was the best.
Okay.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
You can ask me any question.
And you can recognize this.
Yeah, I can.
So when you're watching these three drummers, you're like, okay, I know which one is the best.
Without a doubt.
That's amazing to me, because they're like, hey, it seems like they're all kind of doing the same thing.
And if you disagree with me, email me and we'll bring this up again. But I don't think anybody can disagree with me.
So why do you think one of them is better than the other?
Okay, so Travis Barker, he starts out, when he comes in, you can almost feel like he's starting to solo too early, and he is, before they come in. He's already kind of soloing. It was a really sloppy performance by all three. But Travis comes in a little early. His stick stuff that he's doing in his singles are all very, very snappy. They're all perfect. They're exactly in time. The stick flips are cool and everything, but to me, the stick flips is very basic bitch. This is a marching band. I don't need that. Give me some time signatures, son. Switch it up.
Oh,
now,
okay.
Chad Smith, that's your number one. Chad Smith, the second guy who played, he slows it down, syncopation. He's literally pulling back from the beat. When he puts in his triplets, he literally starts using his bass drum pedal, doing doubles, and that's all you're hearing, but he's doing triplets with the rest of his toms. Then he starts doing light cymbal work, but he's still in the pocket. And being in the pocket means that you're laying so fucking tight on that beat that nothing's gonna fucking break it. And you can hear Chad is like really, really, really in the pocket. When they kind of lose it, like you're doing three drummers, it's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
When they finally get to Danny tries to do this triplet thing where he's going because you can 2, 3, 4. It's possible, right? You can do it if you know how to drum. You throw those triplets in there on your toms over a nice 4/4 beat, you could totally do it. But he loses the beat, and then when he gets back to the end, he's trying to do more triplets, and he gets really busy, and that's why he comes in real sloppy. Danny Carey's number 2, Chad Smith number 1, and sorry, Travis, you're great, and you're an icon, but you just don't have the chops of funk, and you need that funk and jazz chops to really pull off a great drum solo to me, like a Dave Weckl, Dennis Chambers, guys that like know how to disconnect from the beat. And they've disconnected from the beat, but guess what? They never did. They can come right fucking back in. They won't even be playing a hi-hat. There's no noise whatsoever, but they're still in the fucking pocket and they come right back in. And that's what Danny Carey didn't do, and that's what
Chad Smith?
Chad Smith. No, Chad Smith did it.
Barker.
Yeah, Travis Barker didn't do it. So that would be my answer.
It made me, and I think painting is like this to a certain extent, where the general public, like if you're an artist and the general public doesn't know how to quantify your art, that's got to be a little bit disappointing, right? And only other people in that profession can quantify it.
I would agree with that.
But that's the thing. It's like if you love something that's technically not like the best, it's how it makes you feel.
No, yeah, of course. And art is,
Subjective.
It's subjective. But for this,
I agree with you.
It's like
I don't like that kind of drumming, and I like Strokes drumming, and that's not necessarily the best kind of drummers out there. I like more simple.
No, but it's perfect for what you need.
Right, and I don't like.
And it's very straight.
Drum fills. Drum fills are very gratuitous to me.
Yeah,
they're like jizzing all over everything, and I don't like that.
You don't like jizzing all over. Well, you don't have to leave because Tom and I have made a goddamn good living jizzing on everything. We are the jizz master.
Yeah. So the point is, we'll watch a newscaster and random strangers stand on a stool and jizz in our hair.
Well, we have different opinions. Art is subjective.
And then she'll keep doing the news.
Art is subjective.
And then we're like, oh.
I didn't know where you were going, but
the videos are more and more of dudes. That's how much dudes like jizz.
Yeah, like to me,
make
so
a
what I
video.
like is not necessarily the best, and that's okay.
But simple drumming. I would go along with what you're saying.
Tasteful
drumming.
Yeah.
That's you've been around your husband a lot because that's so perfectly said.
Because only men know about drumming.
But tasteful drumming, the best drummers are the drummers that know when to not play. Those are your best drummers.
Right. Yeah.
The greatest drummers of all time are the ones that literally, exactly what you said, are tasteful with what they're doing. To me, where Travis was failing is he was trying to go so fast, so he failed. The reason Danny was failing, and Danny's probably one of the greatest drummers, if not the best, currently doing it. But it was too muddy. It was too much. For that song, you've got 20 guitars playing. It's going to be sloppy. Make it more simple so you cut. You want your solo to cut and be memorable. You don't want it to be sloppy.
Yeah.
And when you're layering triplets over top of 20 guitars on stage playing tributes to Ozzy, it's gonna sound like just garbled shit.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
So
he should have known that.
Yeah.
But he wanted to impress his drum buddies. When you're sitting next to Chad Smith,
all of them were there to want to impress each other. They weren't there for the art. They were there to like jizz on each other.
In the moment, In the moment, you kind of want to do some jizzing.
It's exciting. It's about the excitement of it. But yeah, if we're really looking at like, are we creating something that's important right now? I don't know.
And people can debate me on that, but I think I'm right on that one.
All music solos are kind of like this because the electric guitar solo, and like when I hear electric guitar solos, if you put three of the best guitarists together doing a solo off, it's similar to that too. Where it's like, I don't know which one is more complicated.
If we are at a show and someone's doing that and people are cheering, I'm like, what's happening? Why are we? Because I don't feel it. I'm not the one that sees the solo.
But it's not your fault. And I have a theory on this, and I was telling you this earlier today. It's not your fault. It's not Tom's fault. People have made, like, when a drummer does, like, the solo Wipeout.
Oh, it's a purpose. There's a purpose to it.
Yeah, but it's also the shittiest, lamest, easiest fucking thing to fucking do.
All right.
So a drummer will do that, and the crowd will be like, we'll just and people are like, don't clap at that. That's the reason you guys are all fucking warped on not knowing what's doing. People have been clapping for fucking Wipeout. No, don't clap for that. That's shit. Any kid can do fucking Wipeout. I could teach Maisie how to do it. I could make Tommy, Max, and Maisie could all play Wipeout. And give me 1 hour. I'll get them playing Wipeout perfectly. I promise you.
But it's it's like exciting. It makes you feel. I guess that's what it is.
But don't clap for it because it'll make everybody think that what that guy's doing is hard, and it's not hard. What Danny Carey was doing was hard.
We're clapping for our feelings.
Fuck your feelings. Haven't you seen the stickers? No.
I have. But that's what it is. Like if you're at a show and it makes you feel something and it gets you excited about something, a lot of times when it's a guitar solo, I'm like, I don't understand what's happening.
But people have said like, oh wow, that drum, the Wipeout, man, that was really great. It wasn't. So now we've gotten to a point. It's almost like you're giving out drummers participation trophies for not being awesome.
We just need to know as the general public
if it's good or not.
Well, no. Well, I need to know how hard it is.
Okay.
And that's where
not hard. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
I can get Max Van to play Wipeout in 1 hour.
And skateboarding, and this is like
that's hard.
Skateboarding is definitely hard.
Harder than Wipeout.
No. Well, here's the thing. There's a thing with skateboarding too that it gets so complicated that you get to a point where they're doing tricks that amongst the skateboarding community, they all know, like, oh shit, how hard it is.
But that's
to
the
us,
beauty of nuance.
But to us, like, we just like, a flip is hard, and everything else, I don't even know, because like this kind of grind
And
is.
if they're good, they make it look easy. That happens in comedy too. If a comedian doesn't look like they're trying too hard,
Yes.
you're like, oh, they're doing an amazing thing. It's so easy, but that's part of all of it. When you make it look easy, it's an art in itself.
But at least with comedy, you have the laughs as a gauge.
True. That's
Because,
true.
like, for me,
You can't fake that.
If I'm watching a comedian
Right.
and the whole audience is going crazy, laughing, it doesn't even matter to me if I understand what the hell the joke is. I'm like, oh, good, he's doing good,
Right.
or bad.
He's doing good. I'm going to clap, too.
I'm gonna go by armies, and I'm gonna give you.
And this with the drum solo, everybody's just like.
He's moving them sticks fast. Oh, move it. That's another thing.
Everybody
Fast
just
drumming.
yes, the fast,
Is good or
drumming.
bad?
fast
No,
is good.
you got to villainize Ace Frehley, because like there was a time when not Ace Frehley, Peter Criss drum solo was like he would just like do single strokes until like he would just do like really fast single strokes, and then his guitar or drum tech would make his snare drum smoke.
I love that.
And that's
that's entertainment.
But
though.
that's why, no, man, good or bad,
Yeah.
that's why you can't tell what's good on drums.
That's
my theory,
The
is-
smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, you've
literally.
been fed shit for so long that I don't fault anybody for, like, if I did a good fill, and I can do some good fills. I'm actually getting back into playing drums, which is a cool thing to talk about. It's probably why I'm so excited about it. But it's like, I don't fault anybody because you've never been fed the best stuff. You've never seen the best drum solos. They're out there now. And you can find them now.
But even if he showed me the best drum solo amongst other drummers, like this is considered the best, and then you showed me some amateur doing someone's, it would be hard for me to even like, oh, this one's better. Why? And then you like,
let me ask you this.
like how complicated it is. That's what I don't understand.
Would Max, because he's more artsy, do you think he would be able to he would feel something more with, is it a feeling?
I don't know.
Is that what we're searching for here? Like, because let's boil it down. What are we, because even DeBerry Joe, and he's right. He's like, we're debating art and emotion. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But there is a baseline. Like, I think you can look at somebody and tell, like you said, I think you can look at Chad Smith and tell how fucking comfortable he is because he looks over at Travis Barker almost as if to say, your solo sucks. And then he does, kind of. And then he looks over at Danny Carey like, okay, take it from here. And
But it's relative. It sucks relative to the two. It doesn't suck in general.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I would never say he sucks.
Right, and I think that's what it comes down to.
No.
Is like someone like me. Again, I'm not a musician. I can only say what I'm feeling and seeing. And now, but you, like, again, like when I watch like roller skating, I'm a really good roller skater. Not bragging.
Whoa, we didn't know that. You should have told us that.
I know, but when I watch
like quads,
yeah, and I was a figure skater for a lot of years.
Oh, really?
Yes, I did Bram Stoker's Dracula. We'll talk about it another day. But
what?
When I watch,
don't talk about it now. How'd you become a
Hold on a second. You're a woman. We're men. We're talking about it now.
Talk about it now. But when I watch that, I can say, okay, that's a triple flip, that's a sow cow, and I can judge each piece of that because I know that. But when someone sees that and they're not skilled, they're like, oh, it's just nice and pretty. So I think that's the difference. Like, you can understand triplicates or all those words, and we're not able to ever. I don't think we'll ever be able to do that.
Or
But
it's
at
like
least
nuance.
with the figure skating, at least if like 4 spins
Right.
is really good. 3 not as
if
good
it's
as 4.
No, like your form. If you're spinning like an idiot and you can do 4 spins, that might be really bad.
That's what I'm talking with Maisie and dance. Like, there's certain like little moves, like
Your
little
back, your
little
hand,
nuances
your
to her
foot,
moves where
your
she's
neck.
like I try to mimic her, and she's like, oh my god, look at your chin. I'm like, what do you mean?
Right, and then there's different ways, like if you're doing it faster, slower, with the music, or you're doing dance, or you're doing freestyle, you're doing figure. Like, there's all these different nuances that you would never know if you weren't a figure skater. I think it's the same thing if you are a musician. How you're judging is going to be different, and I'm never going to be able to judge that kind of way.
God, I hate art.
Well,
it needs to be closer to math.
because
Tell me what to like.
and DeBerry Joe is kind of nailing it too. Good points, man. I miss you. He says so many great songs are obviously kind of poorly executed music, but the emotion they bring on aren't about that. Yeah, I totally get that, and I think sometimes some of your best drummers and also by design, aren't you taking an instrument that's almost rooted in excitement? It's rooted, it's loud, it's percussive, there's so much energy in it. So,
And it's holding everything together, so you kind of have to look at the whole picture. But when it's 3 drummers, that's even harder because you're not thinking of the ensemble of what's good and not good. It's just a weird thing to judge. It's hard.
It is.
So
it is
tell
hard.
me about the young Amy LaCours that got into figure skating.
So my routine, I had Bram Stoker's Dracula, and my whole outfit was this like black web, like spider web.
Wow.
And then I had Eye of the Tiger as part of it too. And so it was like dun 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 dun, and I would do my my little flips and my little spins, and I loved it.
That's badass. I have a very good friend whose daughter does it now at RDV. And she's working her way up through
the ice skating. I did roller skating, but they do ice skating.
Yeah, it's like
and
crazy.
We always had a complex though because roller skating is not in the Olympics, and so we were never in any kind of anything.
Why? Why do you think that is?
Because they already had ice skating, I think, and so we were like the ragtag bunch of people, and people they don't care about roller skating as much as ice skating. It's not as fancy. It's not as like cool. I don't know. But I loved it. I did it for many, many years. I was a rink rat over on Cimarron all the time, and did figure skating, roller skating, all of it.
So it would essentially be the same as ice skating routine, but you would be on roller skates, and it would be essentially
exactly the same thing.
Exactly the same thing.
All the same moves, pretty much. And then there's like couples skating too, and then we would do like big group ensembles. We did Jailhouse Rock one time where we all dressed up like jailbirds. It was amazing. It was so fun. It was like the best time of my life. I loved it so much.
Did you ever do what is it, roller derby?
I did do roller derby too. I did roller derby as an older lady, like in my 30s, and I loved it, but my little body couldn't take it.
It's pretty brutal.
I blew my back out.
I used to go to roller derby all the time with Andrea when we started dating. That was our
It's so
date.
fun. I love that.
That was like one of our
too.
date nights because SBK was dating a girl at the time who did roller derby.
Yeah.
And we would
I've been to a roller derby match.
We'd get invited constantly.
My name was Lucille too. I don't know if you've ever seen Arrested Development, so it was Lucille too. And it was fun, but I was like the smallest lady, and they would like wreck me. Like they don't like hold anything back. So I'd be the jammer where you're trying to get the points, and then they would just hit me. It was really painful. It was very fun, but it was very painful.
But there's like a wrestling element to it.
That's what I'm saying. Like they check you. It's just like that's the whole goal. Is like I was the jammer, so I'm getting the points, and they're coming after me, and they're hitting you against. And these girls are big.
Yeah,
big girl, like
big Gothopotamus.
Yeah.
Sorry to call that back, but yeah.
But what I mean,
we're bringing it all back.
So
that's a great derby name, actually.
No, it's a meme that Tom fell in love with 20 years ago, and it's been haunting us ever since. Like there's a fat boy with pigtails and dreads, and he's got big titties and his little fat friend. It looks like you and me.
That's all of us.
It literally looks like you and me. You're the Gothopotamus, and I'm the little Gothopotamus.
But what I mean of like an element of wrestling is that there's the game going on and trying to get points.
No, this is not made up. It's very real. They crush you.
Yeah. Okay, so there's no like exaggeration at all. Okay,
no.
right.
It is like football on skates.
Okay, so you don't add any extra.
No, you wear little tights. You look sexy, and you wear makeup, and you wear glitter. And stuff.
Oh wait, that's the wrong Gothopotamus. Hold on, I'm too deep. I'm too deep in the potamus. Here's the right one.
Yeah.
That's the potamus.
I love it.
Now this is the meme that Tom fell in love with 25 years ago, 20 years ago.
By the way,
you love this meme. This
20
was
years
hanging
ago
outside the radio station.
No, it was an engineering nerd that put this on his cubicle. It was back in the day, like 20 years ago. You could put images like this on his cubicle.
Right.
Yeah, you could put like horribly offensive things.
We all did, and that's how we knew who our friends were.
And you're like, this is what I think is funny. I'm gonna put this on my cubicle for everybody to enjoy. And you're like, Frank,
Look how cute they are. Those Gothopotamus.
Don't you think this is an insult to some people? You can't just put this on a word. Yeah, but like someone's kid going like this.
Oh my god!
Right. I'll send you some pictures. I have lots and lots of pictures from it, from those times, and it was a blast.
Could you still put on a pair of quads
I'm still amazing.
Tear ass around her?
Oh yeah, roller skates, inlines, all of it.
You know what that is? That's that muscle memory that skates have. That like almost cycles. Some bikes have it too. Like that big guy on TikTok that does the rollerblades, and he used to do it as a kid, but now he's fat as hell. But he's the best, and he does flips and shit naked, or like
parkour guys do it too.
No, he's just got like little dukes on, but he's big and fat, and he'll do a flip, and then he'll look at the camera like chug a Monster Energy drink, and he'll be like, "That's peak male performance."
Yeah. There's a whole element of guys that used to do something, then got out of shape and bald, and then they're like, "Hey, you should do it, but out of shape and bald," and then they kind of do it like 15% of what they used to do.
I can't do the jumps. I did try to do the jumps when I was older in front of all my roller derby friends, and I fell and I hit my head. So I can't do the same things that I did when I was younger. I am not in shape, but I can still go like as you said, rip ass.
Okay, but hold on. But I can take you, Amy, and then to like a local roller rink.
No. We're going to take it to Mo. Are we going to do another Mo skate around?
I wanted to go. I couldn't go. I was so sad.
We'll pretend to be married. Okay, I got this whole thing.
Are you going to do the old where you put like
white man can't jump?
So we're going to do like LeBron dressed up as a grandpa dunking.
No,
we don't. Old lady.
No, we'll dress older than we are.
I'll play along.
I'll be able to beat him. I'm very fast.
So then we're sitting down and we pretend like we're our kids. I'll bring my sons and we'll pretend like those are our kids. And then they'll be playing. And then we're sitting there. And then some hot shot will be tearing ass around.
Okay, all right.
And then when he stops to get a drink, a Coke, and then I'll be like, "Hey, hot shot, how about you versus my wife? One circle, winner takes all."
One lap.
And then he's like, "What's the prize, motherfucker?"
And then we throw down money. And then we're like, "Clear the goddamn ring."
And then you go. If you win, you can sleep with my wife. If she wins, what do you want?
I want the money. I want the money.
If she wins, I get to watch you sleep with my wife.
And then we'll win money. We'll hustle every roller rink around Florida.
All right, let's
we'll
do it.
start with the Castleberry. It's right by my house.
Are you Wesley Snipes?
I'm Wesley.
And you're
Woody Harrelson.
Rosie President.
No, but she has great titties in that movie.
Oh, that made me a man.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
My God, that shower scene?
Yeah. I was like 10 years old when I saw that. I was like, God damn, I'm a man now.
And I was 15 years old, and I jacked it to that 500 times. Yeah, my dad had rented White Men Can't Jump, and we got it from Video News, and I knew I only had about 2 hours before my dad and mom came home from church because I faked sick, and I jacked it.
Yeah. And you know what? We're a tougher generation because we ended up hit pause, and then it was all squirrely. And there was like, goddamn, the squirrelies are over the titties.
No, I just kept rewinding the shower scene.
I don't even remember that. All I remember
But
is
you know what I
the
do
word
remember?
Q.
I do remember my mom and dad coming home, and I was cutting it close, getting that thing rewound. I was like, I get that thing rewound, and then you got to take your heel of your sock and rub the cum in the carpet. Facts.
Now you ruined the
Nobody
movie.
can ever say that we're not honest. This is the most honest show in Orlando. I'd use my sock to rub the cum in the carpet. Use your heel. You just go back and forth with it. And then you go back and forth with it. You don't want to rub it down into the pad. You just want to rub it back and forth to spread it out.
Your dad and mom are barefoot standing there. Goddamn.
Yeah, they're both dead.
Standing at my
I don't think it hurt them.
Jizz one day. There's going to be jizz everywhere.
And it was right in front of the VCR. Because I would stand in front of the TV. The VCR is like right in front of me. And you just let it fall on the carpet and use your heel to kick it up. Kick it fast.
I'm never going to your house.
Take a break.
Don't jack off in my house now.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Well, I got tile now. You're fine. We walk.
He still rubs it in. I know he does. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish off with some voicemail, and then ease our way into next week, which is goddamn busy. For us.
It's gonna be crazy. It's been crazy already this week. It'll be crazier. This song's for you, Amy, because I know you like the music that's a little like if you said you like the Strokes, and I played our buddy Sunday Mourners. They sounded a little like the Strokes. Here's another like a little more loose around the edges, kind of like a little more punk rocky fun, not technical prog rock. This is Mercyland. We'll be right back. Last minute shopping the day of Christmas, shopping on New Year's, I mean, look, we know you get stressed out. We know you freak out. We know you're as forgetful as Tom and Dan. Why am I talking about us in third person? Because you're just like us. And if you're doing last minute shopping, you can go to our great friends at Fairvilla Megastore. Now I'm going to do a different ad this time. We talk about sexual wellness a lot. We talk about the spicy products they have, but they're just a darn good gift store for people that like sort of that gift store that used to be in the mall. that we all used to love, that has the greeting cards and the funny mugs and all that. It's like that on acid.
They have the THC themed stuff and
crazy socks, buttons, oils, potpourris, smells,
the gag gifts,
lingerie, pajamas, festival wear, shoes.
So Fairvilla Megastore right there on Orange Blossom Trail, like the original Megastore, their hours, they're open on Christmas Eve all the way up to midnight.
Yep.
They're open on Christmas, 9 a.m. to
Christmas
midnight.
Day, wide open.
New Year's Eve, they're open to 2 a.m., 9 to 2 a.m. And then New Year's Day, they're open from 9 to 2 a.m.
And then the next day, back to business.
So if you need any last-minute gifts, Fairvilla Megastore, the one at OBT, those hours, but the regular stores all over the place, Sanford, Palatka.
You will never find a better white elephant party gift store.
Yeah, you're right.
There's no such thing. Like, they have the funniest gifts. I mean, everything that you need, and they're high-quality products, because a lot of the vendors, Bill, this team there at Fairvilla, you've talked to Joe when she comes in here. They've been working with a lot of their vendors for like 50 years.
Yeah, no, an insane amount of time. The Sanford location, find all the locations and the hours at fairvilla.com.
You heard her. She's been a naughty girl this year. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Amy LaCourse is here. And we'll ease into the weekend with some voicemails.
Okay. All right. I like it. Let me go to my little voicemail thing here. If you want to leave us a voicemail, super duper easy, and there's multiple ways to do it. You can either get our free app with all of our shows on it, and Matthew and George from Orange Pixels have been really fine-tuning the app to make it work a lot better and a lot quicker. So, and I like to give them love, because normally, a couple months ago when we put your shows up, it would break the app. Now when we put your shows up, they usually ping and go up in about 5 minutes.
Wow.
So we've never had shows popping into your pockets faster. Pop it into your pocket sounds a little pervertedly gross. But we've never been faster at getting the shows out. So thank you to Matthew and to George and Orange Pixel for making that happen. All right. Let's try this one right here, because we kind of talked about it a little bit.
Dan, I know you and your family often do takeout, and you always have great recommendations for restaurants. I know you did Swine and Sons for Thanksgiving. What are your Christmas recommendations? For Thanksgiving, we did Dubstred. Any other recommendations?
Well, I don't do a lot of takeout, but I will order a catered meal on a big holiday to say that's a new thing we started doing. And I did Pig Floyd's for Thanksgiving.
Yum.
That was really good.
Love them.
I've done Swine and Sons before. I've done Ravenous Pig before. But this year I asked my daughter what she wants for Christmas, and we're gonna do a burrito bar. That's what she wants. I'm gonna make my own something, carnitas, make some meat. Make some beans. She likes making homemade refried beans, too. You ever made homemade refried beans?
No.
Loves it. Hot oil in a pan. Get it ripping hot. Pour a can of pinto beans, non-drained, right on top of that oil until it starts sizzling hot. Fry those beans. Fry the fuck out of those beans. Then take a potato masher and smash the fuck out of those beans and swirl them around. Refried beans.
All right.
All you got to do. Tastes better than anything you'll buy in a can that looks like dog food. Don't do that. Don't buy. And shred your own cheese. That's another thing.
That's true.
Because I am such a cook now, and my kids got it, so now I got it double, right? Now that she's got the cook bug, I can't stop cooking because I know it's going to guarantee me to spend time with her. So I cook all the time.
Love that.
I can't stop cooking. And she is into making homemade shit.
I love that.
Yeah, we started making breakfast burritos this week. But anyway, back to this guy's question. I don't think you can go wrong. And he wanted to do Ravenous, and he wrote back to me in the email, and he's like, "Man, do you think they'd accommodate smaller portions? Because we're just two people." I'm like, most high-end restaurants that are really big, if you call them and you're willing to pay, or if you're, because sometimes exceptions are exceptions, they'll bend over backwards for you. They'll do anything for you. So most real restaurants will.
And it's nice to do local, because I do the white trash version. We'll do Crackle Barrel.
There's nothing wrong with Cracker Barrel.
And it's a great holiday food, and you can get whatever size you want. And we would get it the day before, and then we'd heat it up the next day, and it was great. Because there's only 3 of us, and we don't eat that much, so we don't need a whole catered thing. It was awesome. It was
Do you
delicious.
walk through the store?
I love the store. I live at the. I used to collect snow globes, and they always have so many I used to have 100 snow globes. I love it. I love everything.
What'd you do with them?
I don't know. I think when I moved, in college.
No, that's the right answer. I don't know. And then just leave it there. And then Tom are like, this lady's fucking nuts.
It's true. When you have to move all the time, you start like getting rid of all your baggage, your emotional, physical. I got rid of all my stuff.
And then people think you want to kill yourself when you do that. No, seriously, I start giving away stuff. I'm like, here, take my hats. And people are like, you all right?
Okay, you all right?
So the collection of snow globes.
Yes. We're beautiful.
You know what? You shared too much. And guess who's here? The wolf is here.
It always starts with 2, and I'll explain with this. You got 1, right?
Yes.
And then you're
I
like,
remember my first one.
And 1 is fine.
Yeah,
I feel like
remember
that's
it.
the proper amount of snow
I got
globes.
1 in New York City when I was like 6. That was my first one.
Yeah. And it's usually compounded with the problem with everybody has in the holidays is what to get everybody else.
Yes.
So then once you get 2,
right?
And see, that's the problem. You get 2, and then all your friends and family are like, oh, she's the snow globe lady. And then they just start buying you snow globes. Like, oh, Amy, they're in fucking Tucson, Arizona, whatever.
Right.
And they're like,
Same thing with like Funko Pop, same kind of thing. Like you
Your
get 1 or
wife did
2.
this for a minute with turtles.
Yes, yeah.
And I would bring her turtles until I found out that it was actually a curse. She didn't want these turtles.
You don't want them because you get gifted that, and then you become that forever. Like my mom was cows. My aunt.
My mom was cows. She had cow themed everything.
My mom was wine. Seriously, like big
wine
bottles of
things.
wine.
But would she get like wine memorabilia in the house too?
No, my mom, you know, it's funny. We never did any of that. My mom, to her credit, and you guys, a lot of listeners know my mom, thought that anything that she thought that was cornball. Like she thought that she didn't like Country Kitchen.
No, Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, no. You know, like okay, you'll know what I mean. Cow.
Yeah.
And then the towel rack would be wood, but the dowel is painted light blue.
Right.
Yeah. Country Kitchen.
The worst part about these things is that my mom didn't even really like cows.
Yeah, that's how it is.
You just went with it.
And then she had cow, thimbles, cow, it was her whole kitchen was cows.
People never want to get to know you. They're like, oh, get her the cow stuff. She loves it every year.
And then my mom's like, I didn't even want I don't even really like cows.
But you're in too deep because you've told them thank you.
I've never been around cows. I didn't grow up around cows. I don't even necessarily like the animal of a cow. Like, I don't even like beef. I like beef just as much as everybody, And so then, but you become the cow lady or you become the snow globe lady and there's no reason for it.
And one time I got a snow globe, and I am an atheist. Everyone hates that, but I got like a Jesus one, and I had to be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like I still wanted.
You could still take it. You don't need to be like, I can't take this. I'm an atheist. Fuck you.
I kept it forever. I wasn't a jerk about it, but I didn't like it. And then but I loved snow globes, and I still do. Like
But you hated that one.
I hated that.
Fucking hate the Jesus.
You just put that one in the back. Yeah. But then
turn him around so he's looking at the wall. I made him turn around like he's Blair Witch. Stare at the corner, Jesus.
But the problem is, it becomes a burden to you.
Is a burden,
because now you have these globes. You have nowhere to put them.
My dad would collect 2 boats, like little boats, like the one, like a memorabilia
like wooden
ones.
boats?
Just little, like ones in like bottles, but then they look bigger. But same thing, he would get all these boats. And then when my mom and dad got a divorce, he had nowhere to put all the boats. It was a burden.
They don't fit in my apartment.
You know what they say? You know what they say? They say a sinking marriage sinks all boats.
Look at that. See? And so it's truthful because it was a burden to him. And it was all these years of people giving him boats.
And it's hard to throw away because your friends and family gave them to you.
Your kids.
Your kids.
Yep, every year let's get down a boat.
I'm okay with that. Anything, like Maisie gave me a card, and then like I had it in my sock drawer. And she was helping me because she likes to organize. She's helping me clean out some stuff. And she's like, oh, look at this card. And then she's like, she's looking at how little she was. And she's like, I couldn't even spell data. Aww. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And I just balled that shit up right in the front. Fuck that shit. Right in front of her. She don't care either. She's like, fuck that shit. Get it out of here.
My grandma was a lighthouse lady.
Oh, yeah, the lighthouses.
And then she had a lighthouse lamp.
They're beautiful, though. Like a little love for the lighthouse
ladies. But a lot of them. my stepmom is a lighthouse person too, and she always gets lighthouse stuff.
They were sweet. I think
but
a lighthouse.
You want a whole house of lighthouses.
Lighthouse women are sweet. I have a special place in my heart. My mom was a lighthouse woman. I was going to get to that.
I think in Florida, cows or lighthouses.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy?
Who's the guy?
Thomas Kincaid.
What? Oh,
that's the lighthouse guy.
Oh, as far as the painter?
Yeah, my mom became obsessed with these Thomas Kincaid. And then he does paintings of lighthouses, and then he started doing figurines of fucking lighthouses.
Oh, yeah.
And then they become collectible lighthouses that you could only get certain, like they come in they're like, this is Nantucket, and this is East Coast Cali, and this is Ponce Inlet, and you can get like crazy ones.
Amy, let me guess, is one of your bathrooms decorated as though it's at the beach?
I'm a Florida woman. What do you want me to say?
Do you have one?
I didn't pick this. My house is from the 70s, but my sink are all clamshells.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that sounds disgusting. My sinks are clamshells.
Demolition man.
Like clams.
We used to have those. I used to have those in the house I grew up in. We had the clamshell.
And I live out in Volusia, so it's probably the same people that probably.
You might live in my old house.
And then you got some embroidered hand towels that have some shells or beach thing.
My mom, my aunt, everybody had their bathroom as a beach or fish. Yeah. My mom would paint murals. We had a mural fish.
Okay.
Was it a good mural though? Because a lot of people paint murals, and some people when they paint them, you're like, wow, that fish looks a little special.
I can't judge art on my mother.
Okay, that's fair.
She is an artist.
That's fair.
But it wasn't my style. It was the 90s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would come home and there'd be a China scene on a wall.
And then you'd have like Bugs Bunny wearing a beeper in the corner. It was the 90s. She'd paint that in.
I need Looney Tunes. You know what I mean? And so it was just different time. But yeah, everybody in my family had somebody that had a bathroom under the sea. Always.
We had every Florida family I know of had a clear vase of some sort, and then there were bleach shells in it. But here's what was always funny about it. And there's two things that are funny about it. They would be like, you could see that it had been there for like 17, 18 years because of the amount of dust on the shells. And then the soap, because it was novelty shell soap, would have dust on it as well. And you want to know why? Because somebody had used it, and it had stayed there, and it got a little wet, and dust fell on it.
And everything's wicker.
Everything gets fuzzy. Yeah. We had. And did you have white wicker or natural?
It started white, and then it turned yellow.
Yeah, all of it.
Because my mom smoked. We all smoked, so everything was yellow in our house.
Also, you know how, like, okay, let me ask you if you had this experience. Yes. So, when in the 80s and 90s, when you slept over a friend's house, there were no extra pillows.
Never.
Like, no one had...
Or blankets. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So you always slept with a decorative shell pillow.
The hardest pillow.
With a button in the middle of it.
Not even buttons. The whole goddamn front was hard, like little beads that made a shell into it, and you have to sleep with your cheek on that shit.
But it's hot, so it doesn't matter. Like, it's hot.
Tracy's adding something. She said you had to take a sleeping bag and pillow. That's true. I remember having to go over to my buddy Dave's house. I had a Peter Pan. No, not Peter Pan. I had a Pink Panther sleeping bag.
Like, you know how good
I had a Rainbow Bright one.
Kids in 2025, like when friends sleep over, my friends for kids
like
sleep
hotel,
over.
Yeah.
They, like my wife goes to the closet. Yes. She brings down
a
two
linen closet,
two pillows and full like they
mattress.
Have
they get
a sheet,
mattress,
a top sheet,
like kings,
a goddamn comforter, and two hotel pillows that they sleep in. I'm like, goddamn, you kids got it good. I just sleep with a goddamn shell.
When I visit my brother, he only has one pillow for me still. So some people are still holding it down. Like one pillow.
Goddamn, like they're cheap as shit.
T, what you're describing though is
they have like huge square containers in Walmart filled with like $7 pillows.
But they didn't have any place for you to sleep either. And what I mean by this, I remember going to my buddy Dave's house or my buddy Jeremy's house.
The floor.
Those are the two I stayed at the most, Jeremy and Dave.
Unless they had bunk beds in their room already. Some friends had bunk beds.
And my guys didn't. So like I would either sleep with Dave or on the floor or with Jeremy or on the floor. There was there's nothing to and then
there was no air mattress. No dad brought an air mattress. Fill it up like
they didn't even know you were there. Like in the 80s and 90s, like, they didn't even know. Like, it wasn't like a thing when people came over. You You went to someone's house and you were there. It wasn't like, let's have cookies and like, let's make cake. We didn't do that.
You also were along for the ride. I can remember going to my buddy's house, and then if his mom needed, like, shit, if she needed to get an abortion, I'm going along. I'm going with you. I'll see you at the clinic. And I'm just sitting there in the waiting room, and there's no way for my mom to know where I'm at. My mom doesn't know where I'm at because, like, I mean, how many conversations did I have with my mom about all the errands I ran with her friend, with my friend's mom, right? You didn't talk about that shit.
We had a lot of bar friends. They would just take me to places. I'd go to bars. Nobody knew where I was for a good 9 to 10 years. I was at the skating rink or at bar.
And it was always, you had to be quiet to not wake up the scary dad. Because, the dad was always like, hey, you're like,
and he was horny, too, because he had Playboy magazines everywhere. This motherfucker's horny.
Under every fucking couch.
Pornography everywhere. Could you imagine
hanging up in the garage? It was
Could you imagine
we liked it.
Yeah. I'll never forget finding a penthouse. I found a penthouse, and I always thought a penthouse. This is when I learned a penthouse wasn't like a Playboy, because I was like, what's that hanging down? I was like, that's different Playboy. They just, it's like a front.
But they were everywhere. Your house was not kid-proof. It was a gross man's house.
Could you imagine?
I'm telling you, there was like Marilyn Monroe stuff. My dad was a dude. We just lived there.
I like your dad. I like the cut of his jib. I like this man.
Could you imagine? I go to Surfshark VPN. I go to Brad, get a Pornhub. I'm watching porno, and then when I'm done, I just leave it on the top of the tank. I just leave it on the
top of the tank.
On the top of the tank, still running.
That's how it was.
There's fucking kids in the house, and I just like whatever. That's fucking my porno.
I gotta go to work.
Everybody had posters up in their room of naked. It was everywhere.
But hold on, Tom brings up. You didn't finish that statement. You bring up an excellent point that just literally blows my mind. We would blame the kid. The kid would find the play. If I got caught finding the Playboys at Jeremy's, what the fuck are you doing reading my Playboy? That's your fault. No, it wasn't his fault. He's like, it's my fault. He's like, you shouldn't be looking at my shit, motherfucker.
Don't leave it in a common area.
Nowadays, if you did that,
you'd be charged with a crime.
They're gonna call the cops, and DCF's gonna come and take my child away. All because I let my porno run into the top of the tank.
It's true.
That's for next time I need to use it. It's already warmed up.
I like to keep it queued up.
Oh my god! All right, let me get another voicemail.
Yeah. Do one more voicemail.
One more.
Did we answer his question?
No, I don't. No, we never answer
questions. These are just strictly jumping off points. We should call this segment "Jumping Off Point." All right, here we go. Let's see.
Hello, Tom and Dan. I hope you all have a thankful Thanksgiving. I'd like to let you know that if you'd like to go to the Piggly Wiggly website, you need to go to www.thepig.net. Thank you.
He's right. I checked it out. It is
That's a Piggly Wiggly website? And what is Piggly Wiggly?
It's a Winn-Dixie.
A grocery store.
Just a grocery chain.
Southern.
Yeah, Southern grocery store. And I wish we had more Southern grocery stores around here. I'm looking for anything other than Publix. I really am.
I'm so sad because we get Kroger delivery and they're stopping it.
Yeah, it's done.
I know.
It's our favorite thing. Do you love it?
I love it.
We love it.
And
we know our guy by name. Well, there's BDMs that work out there. They're like, dude, I need a job.
Yesterday, I'm like, I'm going to miss you so much because the food is so good. The sausage is so good. It's affordable. You don't have to tip your drivers because they get paid well. I'm so sad.
We got BDMs that are doing it. I think we got 3 or 4 delivery drivers, and they're like, well, got to find a new job now.
Sad. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop.
They're giving money back to the county, too, because they're pulling out. They're having to give back, like, I think over $500,000.
I feel like it's a whole big conspiracy. I won't get into it all, but I'm very upset. Because I'm in Deltona. We don't even have, like, a Trader Joe's. We don't have anything out there. We have Publix, we have Aldi, and then we have Walmart. That's all we have out there.
Yeah. And out of all those, I'd probably choose Walmart.
Well, we're going to probably do Aldi because it's the cheapest. Yeah. And then I might try to just go to Trader Joe's and bring a cooler into town and then go, like, when I'm out here, go shopping.
Well, you can store stuff here if you need to. Put it in an I'll swing by and pick it up.
Can we hold my bacon, please?
I will. I'll hold your bacon. I'll hold anybody's bacon.
Don't travel to a different town with a cooler for your grocery trip.
Don't tell me what to do. This is America.
That's sad and confusing. Well, why you would do that?
That's the correct. Sad and confusing is perfectly said. You went away with words this week, sir. Sad and confusing.
No, you did. I lived in Deltona. You decided to live there. You got to shop there too.
There's no local food.
I'm transitioning full Walmart. Like, I'm becoming a full Walmart man. In Maisie's full Walmart. My daughter is Walmart.
Well, did she know about,
bad things?
Did she know the difference of good and bad?
I'm going to blow your mind.
Does she know what's good and bad?
I'm going to blow your mind. And my wife's in the chat room, so she can confirm this, so hopefully she's listening. We went on a family trip to Walmart, but we only had a couple things to get, like some items.
Yeah.
And we love going to Walmart. And we walked, basically, it's like, I want to walk every aisle. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's walk every aisle of Walmart. It's a big ass Walmart.
So big.
And we started walking the Walmart, and we'd getting some stuff here, getting some stuff there. We get it all done, and we get it all done. And I know you're an adventure guy, and you love taking your sons on adventures. And we got in that car, and we're driving away, and Maisie says from the back of the car, she goes, guys, thanks for taking me. That was super fun. That was
That's
so
the clock. That's
fun.
the clock story for her.
She said it was. Andrea's in the chat room. She goes, guys, and she's like a very appreciative kid. She's like, guys, thank you for taking me to Walmart. She's like, I love going.
Just like Amy's,
so much fun.
Just like Amy's cooler Saturday.
Every time I go to Walmart,
she's full Walmart.
Every time I go to Walmart with my husband, we almost get divorced. Every single. We get into fights because we hate it. And
you're doing it wrong.
I know.
Why do you hate it? You hate the people?
They don't put the air down enough. It's too hot in there. And then
what Walmart? You go to
Deltona. I'm in Deltona.
Yeah, so
they do have a hot Walmart. They do have a hot Walmart.
And everybody's angry. And everybody's mad. Yeah. And the produce has ours got a really bad review out in Deltona because of all the rats.
Turn the air off. We're gonna heat them out.
It got like a really
bad hellhole. You know what I'm saying? It's the bottom of the basement.
It's not. We can't do it. We have to have a highfalutin place.
And Lotte, Lotte, is an Asian market. Those are the two. Oh. We're Walmart, and then there's this one Asian market.
Just get the Walmart Plus, so they bring it. That's what Crystal did. The shit is cheaper, and she's like, I'll go and have them put it in the back of my car and speed away. And I'll park so I'm not facing it.
But Target is just as bad now. Target, they've infiltrated Target. You see the same people there.
And the bathrooms at Target, why don't they clean them?
The Target bathrooms?
The bathrooms.
No, especially ours on Colonial.
Oh, that one's. You're going to die.
It's Diarrhea City in that bathroom. I've had to go in there so many times because we go in the mornings when we do our shopping. I'll go in there and I'm like, literally, I got to. It's just
don't tell everybody on the radio that not everyone's going to go in the mornings when you're shit.
I don't care.
Well,
I don't care. We got to get out of here.
Every American has extremely poor gut health.
We do.
Because we're shopping at Walmart.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know what to say.
Maybe it's all that Sam's Choice I got.
Amy, what's your social media so people can follow you?
AIMEELECOURS. You can Google my name and stuff will come up, and that's it.
That's true. I did it. It works.
Well, I will share a tidbit with you. Every time I go to text you to see if you want to do the show, I can't find you because I spell your name wrong, different every time. So I'm like AM. What the fuck?
Just
Amanda's a bunch of
AMY in your phone.
No, but I spelled it AIM for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
AIMEE.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, I spelled it right, and then I can't remember every other time.
And then he also spells it right, and he's like, Ayami. That's not her. That's my Asian friend, Ayami.
It's annoying. It is.
All right. So we will be here on Monday doing a medium show.
We're so confused. We literally, you guys don't know this, but before today's Friday Free Show, we did like 16 shows. So, it's been a lot, but we just want to provide you guys, it's like this is where we get serious. It is a nice thank you to the people that throughout the year support us. The best thing that we can do for you is that when you have time off and you do need content because you're traveling or cleaning up or you're doing hard stuff, we might as well give you good shit instead of best stuff because best stuff is bullshit.
Well, we will have one best stuff the day after Christmas. We're calling it the day after Christmas.
But we don't lean on that. Yeah. And we do curate that. We really try to make it good.
So, and then, around Christmas time and New Year's, we'll have new shows for you. So,
and thank you for doing the schedule, buddy. I know that's a lot, but he's got it looks like 17 different days scheduled out.
Hard workers. Y'all do a lot.
We are hard workers. We're not good, but we're hard workers.
Art is subjective, okay?
All right. See you Monday.
Hold on, fellas. Oh, wait a minute. I can't publish that. It's mediocre.
This is all jokes and funny to you, huh? You can take it up with legal. Have a good day.